If we had, yes, donate to the school, $ FDMG school on your Cash App. 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 If you need to mail in your donation, make it payable to the FDMG Academy, P.O. Box 9634. P.O. Box 9634. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. That is Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. We appreciate $1, but we would rather have 10. We appreciate $20, but we would rather have 50. We appreciate $50, but we would rather have 100. We appreciate $100, but we would rather have 200. We're trying to renovate a school, brothers and sisters. We're trying to renovate a school. We're not fixing a flat tire. We're not fixing a flat tire. We're not opening up a penny candy shop. We're not selling water ices, okay? We're not selling hot dogs. We're renovating a school. Do you understand? Do you understand? So please, brothers and sisters, give what you can. We're building an institution, okay? We're trying to give our children a chance that we didn't have. That's what we're doing. I don't have to pin it because I done already told you what it is. Don't be lazy. $ FDMG school. Don't be lazy. $ FDMG school. Before I continue with my message, thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
All right, thank you all so much for tuning on in. Look for Shots Undefeated. We got quite a bit to get into today, tomorrow, to the next day, the next day. Let's go.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming.
Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this. I got this.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's 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 coming. Oh, it's coming. FDMG.
Doggone shame. And as of right now, my screen is frozen, but here I am. Thank you all so much for tuning on in. 6 years, can you believe it? It'll be 6 years on Friday. My plan, though, is to do a marathon on Saturday. And we're going to go through those 3 videos that Umar Johnson uploaded about 6 years ago to make the announcement that he acquired these abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware. He did a video where he gives an inside tour. He also did a video of an outside tour. The inside tour is more of a promo video. He actually recorded that in 2018, and he's lying in that video saying that he owns the property. They let him in, and he acting like he owns it. He's a habitual liar. Same thing. Umar has at least three baby mamas, but he tells people that it's 2. He has at least 3. He lies about his degrees. I talked about that for members. I did the most recent, it's about 45 minutes long, the most recent segment for the documentary. And in that I show how Umar's first degree was a double major, and that a double major is not 2 degrees, it's 1 degree. They also have double degree programs, and they did offer that at Millersville University. Umar, that's not the program that he was in. He's a liar. He's a habitual liar. Why doesn't Umar simply say I have 5 degrees? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with just saying I have 5? Why can't he just say 5? Well, it's the narcissism. He has to misrepresent. See, there's this axis that I've come up in my mind. I think I'll have this inside the documentary. And what tends to happen with Umar is if you put let's go this way. If you put a line right here, anything that is positive when it comes to accolades, he exaggerates. Anything that's negative in terms of failures, he can't get things done. He's always blaming people. Well, that's what he does. Everything down there, it's everyone else's fault. That's the sabotage section. So he never holds himself accountable. Then when it comes to the money, you can put another line here. When it comes to the money that he's collected, he always underestimates the amount that he's received. That's down here. The last update he gave was in 2020. He said he had raised $850,000. He hasn't updated people in over 5 years. Over 5 years, he hasn't updated people on how much money he's coming. But he will underestimate the amount of money that he has received, and then he'll exaggerate the amount of money that he needs. See, so this is the manipulation game. He's a master manipulator, and he's always doing this on this axis when it comes to these two issues. One is in terms of the money, which is really where the scam is at, and number two, in terms of his accolades, what he has accomplished, and that's what narcissists do. They always exaggerate. They self-aggrandize. I'm the greatest this. I'm the most requested scholar, but he's begging for people to find him venues. I'm a school psychologist. He doesn't even have an office. I've never seen Umar sitting inside an office out of all the years that I've researched this guy, going all the way back to his childhood. But he exaggerates. I'm a school principal. When and where? And for how long, too, by the way? I'm a school vice principal. When and where? I'm a therapist. Where's your office at, Umar? In your mother's closet? So he's always exaggerating the accolades. And so he can't say that I have 5 degrees. He has to say I have 6 degrees, as if 5 degrees isn't an accomplishment. But that's just the narcissism with this guy. Same thing. We have 2 schools. No, you don't have any schools. These schools are still on the vacant property list 6 years later. It's about to be 6 years in a couple of days. So he can't say, listen, these are some abandoned buildings that I'm renovating. No, he has to say we have 2 schools. Well, school is a place of learning. Go look it up. If a school is a place of learning, where are the children who are there that are learning? Not one black child has been educated after 6 years since he conceptualized FDMG back in 2005. It's been 20 years. This is a 20-year scam, and not one black child has been educated. So why does he lie like this? Well, one is the narcissism, and the other thing is that he's a habitual liar. He's a pathological liar, to be more precise. I actually talk about that in the segment for the documentary. Shout out to all the members, too, for keeping things going for me. I appreciate it. Umar can't say we have 3 buildings. If you guys you do Google Maps and you're going to look from aerial view, you'll see that there's 3 buildings up over. There's a larger building on one side of the street. There's 2 smaller buildings on the other side of the street. But Umar says 4. I have him on record saying that he has 5 buildings. There's not 5 buildings up there. Why does he do that? Because he always exaggerates the accomplishments. Listen, we got 2 schools and 5 buildings, and they're in great shape. No, lie, 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 lie. See? And then it's always everyone else's fault. When things don't work out, it's everyone else's sabotage. It's the Cookie Crush chat. It's LenonHonor. It's blah, blah, blah. Ain't nobody stopping Umar but him. He's a scam artist. It's all about the money. And now I done heard, people sent me this a couple of days ago, that CashApp and PayPal done shut Umar down. PayPal done shut him down quite a few times. He's had at least 3 PayPal accounts. Have you guys ever wondered why didn't Umar, because the most amount of money that he got in his most condensed period of time was on GoFundMe. Have you guys ever wondered why didn't Umar go and set up another GoFundMe after they shut him down and started issuing refunds? Did anyone ever really ask that question? Any of y'all in Cook Rush, did y'all ever ask that? Why didn't Umar just go and start up a new GoFundMe? Well, because they shut him down because of fraud, and he's banned off of GoFundMe. That's why. He tried to go to he tried to go to Plum Fund, but they wouldn't have let him do it because he's a fraud. He's a scam artist. So here's the other thing, and we'll get to these other videos. We're going to go one step by step. We're kind of behind in the sequence. Shout out to Cook Cortech, y'all undefeated. Thank y'all so much for tuning on. Man, I've been real busy and I've been sick. Okay, to be more precise. Okay, I had a horrible cough where the cough is so bad. When I would lay down, it would get even worse. So when I try to go to sleep, I just cough. I would cough over and over again. And over 3 days, I think I had like maybe 8 hours of sleep or 9 hours of sleep, and I'm too old for that. When I was, in my 20s, I could probably get away with that. But it was bad to take some days off from work too, and I felt a lot better 2 days ago, and a whole lot better yesterday. And today I'm feeling a whole lot better enough to be able to live stream with you. I may cough here every once in a while, but it was really, really bad. So I want to apologize for not being consistent and really I haven't been as consistent as I probably would like to have been over the last couple of months, but it is what it is. I do my best, and I want to thank y'all so much for tuning on in when we do these live streams. I do appreciate y'all. I really do. Okay, so we have plenty of videos to get into over the next couple of days. What I like to do, and this is what's going to be my objective, or at least this is what I'm going to attempt to do this week, is to live stream every single day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, take Friday off, and then Saturday do a marathon. And that will be when we cover the 6-year anniversary for Umar acquiring these abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware. Can you guys imagine? 6 years, it's been 6 years. I remember when he acquired these abandoned buildings, and I knew before that he acquired these abandoned buildings before he made the announcement. I knew the address, knew all that information. Someone sent me all that information. But I remember when he acquired and he did the video, I said to myself, he could probably spread this out for another 3 more years. That's what I said. That's what I remember. I may have said 4, but I thought I said 3 more years, max 4 years. Well, here we are. We're coming up on 6, and there's no school to be found. And he's still trying to collect money. Now, here's the thing when it comes to the money. The money is a scam. The scam is not necessarily the school. The school is a carrot that he dangles in front of people's, black people in order to get them riled up to send him money for nothing. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't have his own vehicle. He doesn't have his own place to stay. He's a cyber bum. You Umar Johnson fathers, have you ever seen Umar inside of his house? Have you ever seen him inside of his house? Out of all of these years, have you ever seen Umar inside of his house? No, you see him inside his mama's closet. The last time he had his own residence was in 2019. And he was living in filth back then, like a squatter, like a hoarder. He's homeless. He doesn't have his own car. He's out here running through these black women, sexually exploiting you all. And then now he's talking about, at least a couple of weeks ago, he's talking about 20 versus 1. I don't even know what that is. That's young people stuff. Young people do that stuff, but he's 50. He's a deadbeat. He don't take care of his kids. He has at least 3 baby mamas. He only claims that he has 2, but he has 3, at least 3 in Philadelphia that I know of. And I'm going to tell you that these types of men who sexually exploit black women, and they got all these baby mamas already, they got 3, you best believe that he has more out there. Now, I can't say that he has more, but it's plausible that he has more than 3. And so you Umar Johnson fathers, what you do is you fund his self-destructive lifestyle, which is also destructive to other people. That's what y'all's doing. And yet y'all want to blame me. You want to blame Cook Crush Chat. You want to blame Umar Johnson critics. That's the reason why he's a failure. Even if you take the school scam out of the picture, he's still a failure. He's a failure as a man. He's a failure as a father. He's a failure as a son. Got his mama living. Let me stop. He lives inside his mama closet at Section 8 housing. They had an eviction a couple of years ago. They need to re-up the paperwork to continue to maintain the Section 8 housing. And that's where Umar live streams from when he's at his mama's house. What kind of man had 50? Raised millions of dollars. Not only is he living like that, don't take care of his kids, but got his mama living like that too. Talking about his mama is his best friend. He don't have no friends. That's what he said. These enmeshment issues. But you Umar Johnson fathers understand that you're the one who fund this lifestyle for this bum. And you think that he's contributing to black people. No, he's a fucking embarrassment. That's what he is. And I'm so sick of it. He's an embarrassment. We're about to go to 6 years of this school since he acquired these abandoned buildings. It's an embarrassment to black people. And this is so-called black leader in 2025. This is what it means to be a man. This is what it means to be a son. This is what it means. Can't even say father because he's a deadbeat. You can't even say husband because he's trying to do 20 versus 1 and he's 50 fucking years old. What kind of man lives like that at 50 years old and out here running through you black women with reckless abandon? And you Umar Johnson fathers, guess what? You the one who support him with this bullshit. He's a disgrace. And I don't mean to go off to start, but he's a disgrace. The documentary proves that as I'm working through this documentary. It will prove it. It's already proven it. I've already proven it. And all Umar can do is continue to beg for money. And now, from what I heard, to get back to it, GoFundMe, yeah, they shut him down too. PayPal and shut him down again, allegedly. And CashApp, which is his primary means of getting money out of people these days, they've shut him down too. But y'all understand something. I haven't watched the video yet. We're going to get into that next couple of days. Maybe that's tomorrow. We're going to go day by day. I'm going to say this for you Umar Johnson followers and for you Umar Johnson critics. Everyone in Cook Crush Chat, never, ever, ever, ever take Umar at his word about anything. This is one of the biggest lessons that I've learned about Umar over these many, many years of researching this guy, studying this guy, I've done one documentary already. I'm working on a second one, which will cover his whole life. I mean, I could literally write a book on this guy. One of the biggest and most important lessons that I've learned is never, ever take what Umar Johnson says at face value, because he is a habitual, pathological liar, to be more precise. He lies about everything. He never shows receipts. How much did he purchase these abandoned buildings for 6 years ago, ladies and gentlemen? Online records say 400,000, but it could have been much less than that. I go with the receipts that I've been able to find. $400,000, but it could have been $300,000. It could have been $200,000. It could have been $100,000. It could have been $50,000. The point is that Umar never provided any receipts whatsoever. He's never even stated how much the buildings were cost. The building cost. The only time he mentioned it, that in my research, was when he was on the Lord Jamar podcast, and Lord Jamar, he gave the estimate of $400,000 based upon my research. Okay, I don't mean to sound arrogant, but that's based upon the document that I put out years ago, $400,000. And Umar doesn't say, yes, it was $400,000. He says, yeah, something to the effect of, a good call, something like that, but it was a little more than that. Okay, well, how much more was it then, Pookie? Pookie, tell us how much more. And not just tell us, because you never take what Umar Johnson says at face value. Don't just tell us, show us the receipt. See, and that's where you, Umar Johnson, follows. Y'all stuck on stupid, because he never gives you any receipt to verify anything that he says, especially when it comes to the money, because that's the scam. Keep on sending me your money if y'all want to. It's been hard times anyway since COVID, but I have a sense it's about to get a lot worse. I don't mean to be like that, but I just have a sense based upon what's been going on in the world more recently. But if y'all want to send y'all your hard-earned money that you've worked hard for, meanwhile, this guy ain't worked a job since 2010, go right on here. That's y'all's business. But no matter what, don't ever accept what Umar Johnson says at face value, because he is a pathological liar. Now, is it possible that PayPal shut him down again? Yeah, they've done it in the past. But where's the receipt for that? Again, I haven't watched a video where he talks about this. We're going to get into the next couple of days. Is it possible that CashApp shut him down too? Yeah, it's possible. Did he provide any receipt to that? Maybe he has. I haven't seen it yet. But never, ever. If he hasn't done it, don't go along with what this guy says, because he's a master manipulator. Okay? All right. Over the next couple of days, we'll go through those videos too, that we're dealing with the whole Cash App thing and the PayPal thing. There's some other videos I want to get into as well during these next couple of days. So we get caught up on this Umar Johnson saga leading into the 6-year anniversary, which will be Saturday. I'm going to try my best. I got to make a couple of phone calls. I want to do it on Saturday. Okay. That's when I would like to do a marathon. Okay. But over the next couple of days, I'll have it solidified whether or not I'll be doing, but that's my plan. What I like to get into today is there's 2 videos where Umar's talking about it. People sent me these. I've downloaded. Thanks everyone who's been sending me these videos. They've sent me these videos where Umar's talking about something that he wants to do. But even this never take him at his face value. See, Umar, he's delusional, and he lives in fantasy land. And he'll throw anything out there about what he wants to do. And I'm going to be doing this. He's one of those kind of people. I'm going to do this. It's just his imagination of a child. And it's not contained within this idea of logic or reason, or it's just fantasy land. So even this, oftentimes what you find is what Umar expresses as what he wants to do is really about what his internal desires happen to be, which in most cases, especially these days, is about carnal desires. You see? So the idea of him at the age of 50 being in a 20 versus 1, because I didn't even know what that was. I'd ask my mom, you don't even think about 20 versus 1. She said, yeah, that's what these young people do. These teenagers or younger people in their early 20s, they do this, and there's balloons, and they pop the balloons. And I said, what is this? Why is Umar at the age of 50? You see, but he has a childlike mentality. He has, not only that, he has a childlike imagination. And then on top of that, you got all the sexual debauchery stuff within. So when he talks about what he wants to do with this childlike imagination, oftentimes it's framed within this construct that is rooted in debauchery and sexual exploitation and crushing cookies. And I want to do this to you, black women. Meanwhile, not one black child has been educated. Guy's so goofy. Umar, he's so goofy. He really is. He's a pookie. He's a goofy pookie. That's what he is. Okay. All right. Let's get into it. I got the videos lined up. There's 2 videos that we'll get into for today. Thank you all so much. How's it going, Ayo Jojo? Thank you so much. You're valedictorian. Let me get my piece together. Huh? How's it going, social media currency? Hey, 70 Vet, thank you so much. Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, I'm gonna plan on doing. I want to do today, tomorrow, Thursday, and then do a marathon on Saturday. I'm gonna do my best to make this happen. Okay. They're sending him $1,000, 150 Cash App and PayPal. Even said no, enough with this. Now I haven't watched the video. We'll get a video yet, but we'll get to it. Maybe that's the one that's next in the sequence. I don't think it is. Maybe we'll get to that one on Wednesday. But I want to go in order just so in terms of the timeline, and I'll be taking some notes too while I'm doing this, so that I don't have to rewatch these videos for research purposes while I'm doing this documentary. In fact, let me go ahead and open this up right now. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I have my timeline document, and let me see. Hold on 1 second, everyone. Let me see how many. Okay, here we are. So let me go to 2025, and that way, as I do this, I can save myself some time on the research end. This document is, it's not even saying how long it is. It's many pages. 215 pages so far. And this is just research that I've done up to 2019, dealing with Umar. All the videos that I've watched are dealing with Umar. But then now that we're in 2025, I might as well go ahead and start 2025 and take the notes while I'm doing this today. Okay, so let me do 2025 here just to save me some time later on down the line. All right, so let's get, how's it going, Nurse Alexa? Thank you so much for tuning on in. Happy Monday to you as well. I appreciate it. There is a poll in here too, just the idea, should a 50-year-old man, so-called principal, I hope I spelled that right too, because I think it's spelled the wrong way. Principal, should he be doing these 20 versus 1 or whatever it is? It's just so ridiculous. Umar, he's too old for this. You know, he really is. But it also speaks to the levels of immaturity. He's really stuck in a state of arrested development. And that's one of the reasons why he's non-functional in the real world. He does not know how to function as a man in the world. That's in the real world. That's why he's living out of hotel motels based upon money that Umar Johnson followers sent him. He doesn't have his own place. He doesn't have his own car. He doesn't have anything. See? And then when he doesn't have enough money to live inside of out of a hotel or motel, he stays inside of his mother's closet, and that's Section 8 housing. He's not supposed to be there because it's Section 8 housing. See? Okay, thanks for being here. What's up, X Freeman? And what's up, Barry? Thanks for tuning on in. Same day parlay. Badass, thank you so much for tuning on in as well. Christopher's in the building as well. Hotel, motel, holiday. Yeah, that's Umar. Tyrell, the fifth of this month. What's up, humble ones? Thank you so much for tuning on in as well. I'll get shout outs as we continue to progress. I appreciate everyone's attendance here during this live streams. Craig says those buildings infrastructure looks out of date, and it's probably an old gutted condemned facility. Where's the city of Wilmington on inspection? I haven't heard Umar say anything about inspections recently, but I have videos from 2 years ago. He's talking about we're just waiting on the inspection. 2 years ago, he was saying this. He's waiting on inspection. This guy, he lies so much. He lies so much. Again, the EPA, they did a report and they classified these buildings as brownfield catalyst sites. And what they suggest to the city, they suggest the city tear the buildings down. That's what that's what they suggested to the city. Umar purchased the buildings around that same time. And he's been holding on to them now. It's been almost 6 years. This is crazy, Craig. This has been going on for such a long time. How's it going, D? Thanks so much for knowing. Says, yep, usually when people become famous, you see relatives posting them, family, etc. You never see Umar with his family. Yeah, Umar is a recluse. The only family member that he deals with it's not even consistently, is his mother. He claims to be the primary caretaker, but how are you the primary caretaker and you're traveling all over the world? You're in Africa for 2 or 3 weeks. You're over there, you're over here, you're in different states, different cities, different countries, in point of fact. You see, I've never seen anyone vouch for Umar outside of his followers who are like part of the Umar Johnson code. Half of them batshit crazy anyway. Some of them, they actually think that they're Umar. I mean, there's some really sick, twisted type of shit. I mean, they really think that they're Umar. Some of these Umar Johnson followers, like they're batshit crazy. I don't mean to say it like that, but it's wild. I said, wait a minute, this guy, they try to have their mannerisms of Umar. You know, they're trying to sound intelligent like Umar. You know, they're using the same talking points like Umar. They're bums like Umar. Let me stop on this. I'm going too far. But it's something I've noticed over these many years. But you don't see family members vouch for him. Of course, his fathers came out to be a critic of Umar, so forth, but that was inappropriate because his father was an absentee father himself. See, in my opinion, you don't iron out these long-standing issues with your son. You don't do that over the internet. Even if your son is acting the fool on the internet, you keep yourself quiet online, and you deal with that like a man and like a father offline. But he didn't have that type of relationship with Umar, so he didn't have the inroads necessary to be able to even communicate to Umar outside of the internet. I ran into this. I ran into this post that Umar made because Umar, the narcissism, he thinks that everyone's jealous of him, and he actually thought that his father was jealous of him too. And I ran across this post as I'm going through these older videos where Umar's talking about in a passive aggressive way. He uses an article that talks about something paraphrasing. What do you do when your father is jealous of you? Something like that. But highly dysfunctional. The family was dysfunctional. Again, many of us, we come from dysfunctional families. I get it. But that type of thing, in terms of the resolution of these issues, that's not something that should take place online. And really, it's the parents' job to make sure they're not fueling this type of thing taking place online. And that's one of my criticisms of Umar Johnson. He was fueling all of this. But that just, again, speaks to levels of dysfunction that are continue to be present to this day, but were present way back in Umar Johnson's youth. All right. What's up, Chris? Thank you so much. Tata's in the building. I appreciate your presence. Black Mario, Last Call, and Indo. Okay. Let's get into the first video right now, and this is it right here. Here we go. Yeah, this is the narcissism. He has to have people's attention, even if he's doing something that is inconsequential and does not necessitate people's attention. He does it anyway. In this case, he's drinking a smoothie or something to that effect. He probably doesn't even say anything. He's just looking in the camera. He's digging in his eye. This is something I've noticed that Umar does a lot. Yeah, Brian Tisdale. What's up, Brian? Brian Tisdale became a new member. I did 2 weeks ago. I uploaded. We did it as a live stream. I uploaded the next segment to the documentary. It was about 2 weeks ago, maybe about a week and a half ago, and it's about 45 minutes long. But there's 3 parts plus an introduction that's already uploaded so far. It's a rough draft of the documentary. Thanks so much, Brian Tisdale. Anyone interested in becoming a member? Membership continues to grow, so thank you so much. I appreciate it. There's a join button down below for these videos. All right, thanks so much again, Brian. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know if he does or not, but people have stated that in the past. But again, this is the narcissism. Umar's preoccupied with how he looks, and that's why you'll see him manicuring his beard, or he'll talk about what he has on. I saw this one video. What was that too? I mean, this was so deep. I have it in my notes. I want to pull it up for you all today. Let's see, did I do that? Was that that's in my most recent notes. I'll go grab those and I'll pull up that video. Y'all gonna trip off of this one. It's just Umar, he's a trip. But that really matters to him. It's part of the narcissism. You know, how he looks, he wants people to see him in a certain type of way. He's even said things about how he's sexy and what kind of man talks like that, and how at one time he says, I know I'm cute. I said, what are you talking about? You're 50. In that video, he wasn't 50. He was probably about 43 at that time. Anyway, okay. But I don't know if what's up with Black Anonymous? Thanks for tuning on in. I don't know if he has on a filter or not right here. I can't really tell. Yeah, he does. He dyes his beard. There's been times where he was real smoked out at times, and he wasn't taking care of himself, and his beard is like really, really gray. I mean, it looks like a bum gray, not to be like that. I mean, say it that way, but so a homeless person that's out on the street and their beard is real, that's what it really looks like. But he dyes it, and then he tells you black women that you guys need to go natural. See this? Yeah, like Grady from Sanford and Sons. What's up, Tori? Tori says his account was shut down while he was receiving money this weekend. Yeah, I heard about that. People sent me, Dion sent it to me. Shout out to his brother Dion. Black Anonymous sent it to me. Shout out to Black Anonymous. And a whole bunch of people sent me that. I haven't watched it. I haven't, but we'll get into that either tomorrow or the following day. But like I said, I haven't watched the video, so I don't know for sure. But like I said, never take Umar Johnson unless it's clear, it's evident. Never take what he says at face value because he's a liar. That's what he does. Now, is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. In fact, I think it's quite possible. Here's the thing, too. If both his PayPal and his Cash App was shut down simultaneously, well, then that speaks to a deeper issue that's going on with Umar. See, this could be an IRS issue that they finally done caught up with him lying about how much money he's collected, and he's reporting to the IRS. In fact, Umar recently said that he still hadn't reached $1 million, even though back in at the end of 2016, he stated that he had already reached $1 million. Here we are now, 9 years later, and he says he hasn't reached $1 million. But see, I have him on record in 2020 saying that he had raised $850,000. If you go from 2020 to present, and you look at his IRS filings, he's raised over $1 million based upon the IRS filing. You take the IRS filing from 2021, 22, 23, 24, and 24. What was it, 24 in there? No. 21, 22, and 23. He's already over $1 million. One of those years he didn't report that. He reported he didn't collect any money. But the point is that this goes to show you that Umar Johnson is a habitual liar. So never take what he says at face value unless it's clear to you that what he's saying is the truth. And again, I haven't watched the video, so I can't say one way or the other, but we're gonna get into it. Okay. Yeah. The math don't be mathing. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm gonna skip through this because to where he gets to talking. He's gonna say now he's drinking his next one. Umar Johnson files. You're the one who's allowing this 50-year-old boy to live out this type of a lifestyle. You guys are the ones who are. It looks like he's at an airport or something. That's what it looks like. He's at an airport. You're paying for his flights. You're paying for his meals. You're paying for him to have a hotel, motel. You're paying for. This goes on for 5 minutes. He don't even say nothing. The narcissism is deep. See, he got gray still. You can still see gray up in here, but this guy, his beard is super gray. But you black women, and again, it don't matter to me. Listen, I'm about to be 50 myself. I don't really care. It's just part of life. But see, Umar, he'll flip that around. He'll tell you black women that you should go natural and that you shouldn't color your hair and that you shouldn't have weave. But yet he's dealing with strippers that got weaves. He'd be dealing with these ladies of the night, literally. They'd be having weave and perm and extensions and all this stuff. See? He's such a hypocrite. He's such a hypocrite. Yeah, she's on OnlyFans. We already did that. I did that one for members. I couldn't do that for everybody because that was too much. You members know what I'm talking about. Hit the one. What's up, KKC? Shout out to the homie KKC. This is one of the OGs from back in the day. Me and him, I've been rocking with this guy for so long. We done been through so many ups and downs with this Umar Johnson shit. It's the homie right here. Shout out to KKC. The Cooking Channel has become a member. Thank you so much, Cooking Channel. I appreciate it. Yeah, check out the documentary, the segments for the documentary if you new members haven't checked it out. And then go check out the live stream that we did. It's long too. We went and we investigated one of these women that Umar claims to be one of his wives. She's a sex worker. And this is the person that people want to send their sons to. I don't get it. I really don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. You know, we have to set a higher standard, and not even coming from a place of like a high moral standard in these regards. I'm just talking about decency when it comes to keeping children safe. Why would you want your children around someone who talks sexually explicit talk about children, who has a history of sexualizing little boys and little girls and little boys, who's dealing with prostitutes, who's always talking about crushing cookies, which is a euphemism for vagina. So if you guys don't know, Umar Johnson, when he says cookies, what he's really saying is vajayjay. And see, that's the thing. If you guys go back to the older Umar Johnson videos, he would mention certain things back then too, but it wasn't consistent like he does now. Nowadays, it's overwhelming. All he's talking about these days, he ain't talking about school to prison pipeline or IEPs or, you know, this is what we need to do for the get your son out of the prison, the school to prison pipeline and all this other shit. He ain't talking about that as much. Now what he's talking about mainly is sexual debauchery. He's a sexual deviant. We go back in the day, he was able to keep that stuff under wraps, but as he's become more and more unhinged, he can't keep it under wraps. So when you guys, new members, go and check out the video, and you guys will see we went to some of that stuff on there. I couldn't believe it. I don't even understand it. She had the one lady had a mold made of her cooch, and I said, what in the world? And that's what she's selling it. I don't know. It's 2025, I guess. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's 2025, I guess. But it's just too much. What's up, Gamer Guy? Gamer Guy says it's tax season, so you know he's going to start guilt tripping black people to send him their tax money. You're absolutely right about that. And here's the other thing, Gamer Geek. If in fact Umar's been shut down off of PayPal and Cash App, he's in a whole shitload of trouble right now because his life depends on that Cash App, mainly PayPal secondarily. No, it really is Cash App primarily, and then it is his P.O. box secondarily, and then PayPal tertiary. Now, back in the day, it was GoFundMe was the primary, okay, and P.O. box was a secondary. Back then, he didn't have the Cash App. I have the video where he first mentions Cash App too. I'll have it inside the documentary when I cover this timeline. See, but see now you take Gamer Geek. If in fact he's been shut down off of PayPal and Cash App, you have to take these two revenue streams, a scam stream, but it's a revenue streams out of the equation. What does he have left? Think about this. What does he have left? He don't have a job. Shit, he don't have a job. So what does he have left? Well, he has his P.O. box. That's snail mail. He ain't getting the type of money that he used to get back in the day. I'm sure people still send him money, but not like he used to. Not like they used to do. You mean to tell me that after 6 years since he acquired these abandoned buildings, that people are going to go and go put a stamp and put a mail, go to the mailbox and go do all this stuff to go send this clown some money, and they were doing it 6 years ago? No. P.O. box, that's not the thing. So what else does he have? He don't have PayPal. If he doesn't, and again, we don't know, but I don't know if he does, and we'll find out. Cash App or PayPal. You take those out. What else does he have? I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. And mark my words, I've been studying this guy for years. If in fact Umar's Cash App and PayPal has been suspended and he's unable to use it, and let's say that this is for an indefinite period of time, what you're going to see is Umar out here looking like a straight up super pookie. Watch. See, that's the verification for me. See, unless Umar provides paperwork, I'm not going to believe anything that he says. But if in point of fact, let's say over the next 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 months, we start to see Umar deteriorate, he looking like like a straight pookie that done rolled out from behind a cardboard box that's positioned behind a chicken shack. The dumpster back there, that's how you know. Okay, so we're going to see. But for sure, like every single year when we get around tax season, Umar starts to guilt trip his followers. Umar Johnson followers, he starts to guilt trip you about your tax money. Just like Gamer Geek, when Christmas comes around, he starts to guilt trip you about what you're doing with your hard-earned money for your family and friends and buying them gifts because he wants the gifts. Thank you, Sister Avanti. Next time, make it 45,000. See? Same thing with Thanksgiving. He starts guilt tripping people. Black Friday, he starts guilt tripping people. Cyber Monday, he starts guilt tripping black people about their money. Okay? Well, the same thing right here, he does it every single year. All right? But again, if Cash App has been suspended and if PayPal has been suspended, then it makes no sense for him to be mentioning Cash App and PayPal. So that's another thing that we can look out for. Umar, if it was in fact suspended, then you shouldn't be mentioning it and shouldn't be telling people to send it to you, right? Okay, well, let's see what happens. See? If in a couple of days you're up here talking about getting on your Cash App, well, then people, now we know that you done lied again. He's been suspended off the Cash App too before. I know this for a fact because back in the day, and I have the videos, it's in my notes. I don't know if I'm having it inside the documentary or not, but I have it in my notes where he was telling people, don't send me any money to Cash App anymore. Don't do it right now. He was like, wait, don't do it yet. Don't send it anymore to Cash App. Anybody remember this at the one? I'm not making it up. See? So something was going on back then. But his primary, like I was saying, his primary has been revenue stream in terms of scamming people to get money out of people has been Cash App, and it has been for many years. Okay, and then PO Box, and then PayPal. If you go back 8 years ago, it was GoFundMe, but they've shut him down because of fraud. And see, if Umar was in good standing with GoFundMe, he could have just opened up another GoFundMe. Why didn't he do that? Because they had flagged him for fraud. He's banned off of that platform, just like he was banned off of Plum Fund, just like allegedly he's been banned off of Cash App and PayPal. I don't know though yet. We got to wait and see. All right, these are some things for everyone to think about. Thanks so much, Gamer Guy, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Say, how's it going? Sigma says 4 years of 501c3 returns, 2 years you claim zero. Yeah. And this is in reference to Umar, him claiming taxes, claiming the amount of money that he's received because he has to file with the IRS to keep his non-profit status, which in this case is a 501c3. He did have, if memory serves right, he had a 501c3 C4, I think it was, to start. But what ended up happening is that he wasn't filing proper paperwork with the IRS, so they revoked, allegedly, because the timeline on this is a little bit iffy. I know that other people have talked about this, including Pocket Watcher with JT, and I have to concede to him because this is his expertise. The timeline doesn't quite work out, but as I'm going, once I get to that point inside of the timeline with this documentary, I'll be able to iron it out to where at least it makes more sense in my mind. I'm talking specifically timeline with all of this because I'm really big on timeline. This to say that Umar, he lost his initial status for nonprofit. And then what he ends up doing is he changes the name slightly. Okay, but that's no different than he's changed the name of FDMG many times too. You guys realize that. But he changed the name of this quote unquote company slightly, and then he opens up a new nonprofit, which is the 501c3, and that's what he's been running with over the last 4 or 5 years. But the thing is that for some of those years, he's saying that he didn't raise any money, and we know that's not true. See, this is the thing with Umar. And Umar, you need to understand this. You can continue to play this game, and again, you acquiring these abandoned buildings, even though you never told people how much you acquired them for, that's a red flag in and of itself. All that should be public record. See, you could have got these things for $50,000. They're trapped bandos. Okay, they're on the vacant property list to this day. The EPA classified them as brownfield catalyst sites because they're toxic. They suggested that the city tear these shits down. That's all I can say. They just tear these shits down. That's what they said. Yeah. So could he have gotten it for $50,000? Yeah. And if that's the case, where the rest of the money at, bro? Even if you got him for $400,000, where's the rest of this money? Because back in 2016, into 2016, you said you was already at $1 million. I can pull up the video right now. You even posted on Facebook that you was, yeah, we can do $1 million shortly here. Okay. If you acquired these trap banners for $400,000 in 2019, but you were sitting on $1 million at the beginning of 2017, where's the rest of this money? Plus the 2 years that you collected money after you was already at $1 million, plus the next 6 years. We got 8 years of money that's unaccounted for. Plus what the $600,000. This is nuts. No, if y'all really think about this, if he had $1 million back in 2000, that's what he said. I could pull it up. If he had $1 million back at the end of 2016, he acquired his abandoned business for $400,000. He should have been sitting on $600,000, right? Well, then what about all the other money collected in 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24? 8 years. We are missing, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't missing shit because I'm frugal. I know where my money at. Listen, you Umar Johnson followers, y'all missing, not only are you missing $600,000, but you're also missing 8 years of Umar Johnson collecting money. And based upon what Umar Johnson says, on average, he said, we collect about $125,000 a year. Okay, hold on. This guy's such a scammer. $125,000 a year, Umar, times 8 is $1 million. So we're missing, now I ain't missing shit because I'm frugal. I know where my money at. You Umar Johnson followers, y'all are missing $1 million that Umar would have collected by now, based upon his own words, since 2017 to present, plus the $600,000 that disappeared somehow in 2019. Y'all missing $1.6 million. Make it make sense. At least. You throw the 400 back on top of that, now you're at 2 million. My best estimate that he's at 2.7 million dollars that he's collected all because he always underestimates how much money he's collected and how much money he needs. See? You Umar Johnson followers, y'all want y'all to do the math and y'all make this make sense. I'll wait. That's what Umar Johnson says. Yeah, you know, on average, we bring in about $125,000 a year. Yeah. Okay. Well, if it's $125,000 a year and you've been collecting money, allegedly, based on what you be saying, since 2014, it's been a decade. So you should have $1.25 million if you purchase these trap banners for $400. You should be sitting on $850,000 right now, Umar. Of course, you can say minus the HVAC. I think he said that's 50,000. Then he this here, this there, whatever. and this is a lowball figure based upon Umar's lying ass. See? I'm waiting for one of you Umar. Matter of fact, one of you Umar Johnson followers, y'all want to call in today and make this make sense? I'm just talking about the math on this. I'm gonna put in a link right here. Here. He did, and doesn't Umar? I'm sorry for going off segment. Here's the link for you, just for you Umar Johnson followers only. Okay, only y'all. I want y'all to call in, and I want you to explain to me these financials, just these financials right here. I don't want to talk about nothing else. No, I don't want to talk about the Super Bowl. I don't want to talk about the Lakers trade. I don't want to talk about Luka Johnson. I don't want to talk about AD. I don't want to talk about Trump. I don't want to talk about none of that. I want to talk about the money. Where is the money? And of course, you Umar Johnson followers, you guys always saying, and it's so untrue. You guys be lying like Umar. He done trained you guys so poorly. I want to say trained you well, but I mean, if he trained you to do the wrong thing and to say the wrong shit, I can't say that he's trained you well, right? That's not right. That makes sense? Cook Fresh Chat. He's trained you really, really poorly to where you'll say shit like, well, you know, the school's let me stop. Let me stop. I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that. I shouldn't do that. Let me stop. But he trained you so poor. He trained you so poorly. I told myself, have a quick, serious show. Don't be going. Don't do that. But the point I want to make is he's trained you guys so well because you guys will say shit like, well, you know, he does update the donors. Well, are you a donor? Yeah. Well, did he give you an update on how much money he's raised? Okay, well then shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm just saying. Y'all, and show me the receipt. If you got the receipt that shows how much, because he tells y'all, right? That's what he told. That's what y'all be saying. And that's what he said. Well, only the donors. Let the donors know. Okay, well, one of you donors called in. I just put the link in. I'll put it in one more again. I want you to call in and give us an update on all of this. I'll wait. I'm sorry, I went off. I apologize, Sigmund. Thanks for the super chat. Tata, how's it going, Tata? Hope you're doing all right. Tata says, not to get off topic, but did you hear about Lord Jamar's meltdown on a flat earth discussion panel? It was worse than Umar, in my opinion. I did see it. And listen, Lord Jamar, that's my guy. I didn't like it. I didn't like what I saw. Again, I used to be a conspiracy theorist. and not even, it's not even that, because it's beyond being a conspiracy theorist, you know. And I can entertain things like, okay, you know, is it possible that the earth is hollow? Because that's one of the things I used to, you know, I was deep into. I was, because way before the flat earth stuff, it was the hollow earth stuff. And I was deep into that. I did documentaries on conspiracy theories, the Bilderbergs, the Rothschilds, you know, I was deep into David Icke, Jordan Maxwell, bought all the Jordan Maxwell's DVDs. I had purchased all of David Icke's books, except up to that point, it was a book that he had a lion on the front. That's when I stopped purchasing all of his books. But I went deep. I was in the Credo Mutwa and the reptilian conspiracy, the reptilian agenda, to be more precise. There was these books, the Transformation of America. The list goes on, and I did documentaries on this stuff, you know, about the entertainment industry and the satanic rituals, and you know, the Illuminati, and I mean, so when I say conspiracy theorist, I wasn't just a conspiracy theorist. I mean, I went off on the deep end, and I lost probably about 12 years of my life. And when I say that, it's not that I lost 12. I shouldn't say it that way, but there's 12 years of my life that went into that really could have been focused on other things, and more specifically focused on my family and doing better for my family. And it's one of my big regrets in life. These I'm doing a whole lot better. You know, the other thing is that when you go down that rabbit hole, it impacts you on many different levels, including your mental health. You see, this is something I haven't talked about much, but it does. It impacts your mental health to an extreme degree. So the reason I bring this up is because I understand. You know, I understand it when people get into conspiracy theories, and I understand how you know, it's very compelling. You know, it really is. And this to say that and I'm not saying this to be boastful or to be arrogant. And that's why I always try to preface when I make statements like this. But when it comes to conspiracy theories, your average conspiracy theorist, they can't fuck with me on that, because I've already gone through it. And this was going back over a decade ago. They can't tell me nothing that I don't already know. I can give them resources. They can go deeper into the rabbit hole. I've already been. I did all of these documentaries on this topic. You know, transhumanism, the BP oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. The list goes on and on and on. You know, I was even talking about some of the stuff that's going on with P. Diddy these days. I was talking about that shit about 12 years ago. You know, it's over 12 years ago. I was in 2008, 2009. So this ought to say, I understand. So when I see these things, I understand where people are at. And see, the thing is that a person can be, they can be in the conspiracy theory paradigm and be functional in society. And that's perfectly fine. But in my case, I became dysfunctional on many different levels. And then that's why when I see people who are in it, I can have a level of compassion at the same time. You know, I didn't like what I saw. I just felt like the other guy, his name was, that he was debating. His name is, he's on YouTube, because I had watched him before when he did a video to talk about, his name is Professor Dave. He did a video to talk about someone who was on Joe Rogan. This one guy, he's an actor, but he doesn't really do acting anymore. And he's talking about these math equations and all this other shit, just running his mouth. I was like, man, what the fuck are you talking about? But anyway, he was on there, and this guy broke him down. Then he broke down the other guy that recently he did a debate with this Christian guy. The Christian guy destroyed him. I mean, I said, what? This is some sad shit. But he broke him down. And then I heard about the situation with Lord Jamar. Listen, Lord Jamar, that's my guy. You know, it's just sometimes, you know, we get caught up in things, and then it's okay if we lose sometimes. Just take the L and just keep it moving. It's no big deal. And then the part that really the debate, I didn't really make me no difference. I don't give a shit, because it's not something that I follow anyway. But I just didn't like how things turned out when it comes to Lord Jamar and Godfrey, because Godfrey, he's a great comedian, you know, and to see those two, and they've done a lot of work together, and then see that falling out, that's the part that I really didn't like. The other shit, I don't really care. It's like, you know, conspiracy theories, most of you average conspiracy theories, y'all can't tell me shit. I already done went through it all. I can educate you on the shit. And not to be boastful or nothing like that, but I've already been down that path to the point where, I mean, I was deep in there, and it impacted my life, and I'm still on certain levels recovering from that. You know, I'm doing a whole lot better in life these days. Don't get me wrong, but that's a lot of time spent in that paradigm. I call it the conspiracy theory paradigm. I actually have a series here on YouTube you guys can check out. But conspiracy theories, I've already gone through all that stuff. Y'all ain't gonna really be able to tell me anything that I didn't go through, let's say 12 years ago, 14, 15, 16 years ago. The sad part is how it can break up relationships, you know. And listen, Godfrey, I don't know Godfrey, but he's funny. I watched the dude, is hilarious, you know, and especially when he does his he's a master I don't mean to go off on this, but he's a master what do they call that? Where you can mimic people? Impersonator. He can impersonate. I said, damn, this guy, this is crazy, the way that he could do this shit. You know, I've heard him tell stories about it because his parents are African, and he tells his stories about his father. It brought tears to my eyes. And talk about how his mother passed away, and after his mother passed away, how it impacted his father. It really did. It really moved me. And to see Godfrey doing what he's doing, I mean, he's big time. In my opinion, he's one of the best comics. I'm not even talking about black comics. I'm talking about stand-up comedians. He's one of the best stand-up comedians on the planet right now. And then he does the impersonations too. So you got someone like that, and then you have someone who in the hip hop world, he's an icon. And then for this their relationship to become what it has become, theory shit. That's the part I don't really like. I really don't like that shit. I just don't. It's unfortunate. I hope that at some point they can reconcile, because it's not that big of a deal. It's really not. Reconcile this shit and continue to do good work. You know, again, I don't know Godfrey personally. I just know that he's a great comedian, and you know, I haven't talked to or personally or met Lord Jamar, but that's my guy, especially because of how he had Umar Johnson on his show, and how very, very tactfully he dismantled Umar, and Umar went off the rails. And that was one of the most, out of all of the research that I've done on Umar, there's probably about 5 videos that if you watch those videos, that's all you need to know. One is the SETI rant. Another one is a Zora rant, but also the interview that he did when he went on Lord Jamar's show. And for that fact alone, you know, Lord Jamar, he's my guy. Okay, I just don't like how this shit's turned out and how it's destroyed this relationship between these two brothers. And I would hope that they can reconcile this shit and just come back together. You know, just water under the bridge and just keep it moving. That's what I would like to see. Okay, but we'll have to wait and see how things play itself out. Shout out to both of them. All right. Thanks, Tata, for the super chat. Louis Suck says he'll make videos chastising black people about wasting money on name brands, but all he wears are name brands that he don't pay for. Yeah, Louis Suck. The other thing he does is, I know, right? That he don't pay for. The other thing that Umar does is he'll chastise NFL players, NBA players. He'll talk about how you black people are spending your money on this and the NBA and this and you shouldn't be buying jerseys. Meanwhile, Umar, he's wearing jerseys. One of these videos that he did recently, he had on a Hurt, whatever his name is, the quarterback for the Philadelphia, something Hurt, Jalen Hurts, I think. And it's like a t-shirt with a one on, and that shit's so tight. I said, that shirt is so tight. Somebody must have, and Umar, he looked like he smoked out in the video. We're going to get to the next couple of days, but that's, again, another aspect of Umar's hypocrisy. He'll tell black people one thing, but then on the other hand, you see, and Umar, I have screenshots where he's talking about how he's going to gamble on different games. He's going to gamble on especially Philadelphia. See, Umar has a gambling problem too. That's something that hasn't been spoken about enough. See, he has a gambling problem. A lot of this money where I said, well, where did the $850,000 go? And that's a lowball estimate that's disappeared over time. Well, he eats out all the time. He's wearing, yeah, I know it's name brand stuff that other people give him, but the fact that they give it to him, and you would think that if he has all that the money that he has, he wouldn't have to have people buying shit for him all the time. You see my point, Louis? If Umar had all of this money still left over, he wouldn't have to beg for all of this shit. People wouldn't have to send him things for free. See, he would have his own place to stay. He would have his own vehicle. How are you 50 years old and you don't have your own car and you're traveling all over the place all the time? See, the money's gone. See, here's another thing, Louis. Like, if he had managed this money properly, he should be sitting on at least $850,000, right? At least $850,000 right now. Wouldn't it make sense for Umar to just buy himself a home and then move his mama in if he's a primary caretaker and take care of her, as opposed to her living inside of this? It's hood. It's Section 8. It's horrible. I don't mean to say this, and I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it here. This is how it's just not right. Umar, you're not right. The Section 8 housing did not have wheelchair access, and his mother's wheelchair bound, right? So what they had to do was they had to carve they have to carve into the side of the building this square. And then on the sidewalk, there's this contraption, this device that you roll your wheelchair up into it, you push a button, and then it lifts you up and then push you up to where you can roll your wheelchair into the house. It's like a cutaway. You know, a cutaway on the side of a house? I said, what in the world? See, that's how we know Umar don't have no money. And the question becomes, where did the money go? Well, he's trying to build a school. No, what are you talking about? He's trying to build a school. It's been 6 years. What are you talking about? He's been collecting money for over a decade. You know, mean to tell me that he couldn't have something going on by now? Not one black child has been educated. He conceptualized this in 2005. It's been 20 years. Based on his words, it's been over a decade of collecting money. It's about to be 11 years in 3 months. 2 months. That money's not going towards opening up a school. It's not even going towards taking care of his mama when he said he's the primary caretaker. And who knows what kind of money he's getting from the government in terms of government aid that is probably going to Umar too. Huh? But he will chastise, like Louis Sucker is saying, he will chastise you black people and tell you what you should be doing with your money and how you should be spending it on Jordans. And y'all spend $48 trillion on Jordans and you spend $80 million on weave per month. But he sure will accept free gifts from the same black people that he criticized. And meanwhile, he talked all this shit about athletes and how we shouldn't be spending money on white NBA and buying their products, which includes their jerseys. And yet he will wear these jerseys. Thanks, Louis Slut. How's it going, Sasha? Shaw says the Joe Budden podcast basically confirmed Ghana Mama, a.k.a. Simba, is a sex worker. Really? What do you mean? Did they talk about her? Let me go look this up real quick. Or did Umar talk about her? Because I think he's supposed to be on there, right? Umar, wasn't he supposed to be on there? Yeah, I don't know. I know one of the things everyone's talking about right now is the academic, is it academics? Yeah, academics and all the stuff going on with him. So I saw this video where Joe Budden was talking about it because he used to kind of vouch for him back in the day. Yeah, Sasha, if you can email me any link or something, because I'll definitely go check that out for sure. Yeah. Okay. Let's get back on track here, everyone. I think Umar will get a second win with the renovation progress to draw supporters back in. It's possible. You know, it's possible. I just find it fascinating that he's rarely up there anyway, and it's not like he's doing renovations consistently. It doesn't take 6 years. It doesn't. Even if it was, let's say if it was me, Louis Luck, KKC, Sigmund, and I'm not saying this to be sexist or anything like that. I'm just talking about men. We get together. And we sat down and we looked at everything that needed to be done there. And we started, let's say, back in February of 2019. My goodness gracious, it would have been done by now. There's really no excuse. But Umar, he has no organization skills. He's not interested in opening up a school. He's been tricking off the money on all types of things. So that's why here we are 6 years later, and there's really no major development with all of this after 6 years. There's really nothing that we can say, oh wow, this is huge. See what I'm saying? It doesn't take 6 years. And I would propose that even if it was a one-man show, but they knew how to do renovation work, which Umar doesn't know how to do, you would think that after 6 years, it would have been done by now with all the money that he's raised. But here's the thing. He should have taken the money that was raised, that he's collected over these many, many years, and it should have gone towards exactly what he said that he was raising the money for. And that by this time, it really 2 years, easy. It should have been up and running. Here we are 6 years later, and he ain't even close. Right? But like I said, he's not interested in opening up a school. The school is not even really the scam. The scam is the money. The school is just the means to get the money out of people. That's all that is. But yeah, he can give a. And why not? You know, he can go up there and he'll say, yeah, we're almost done with renovations. Yeah, but even though he said 2 years ago you were finished, and there are people that's going to send him money, but are they going to still be able to send him on CashApp or PayPal? I don't think so, based upon what people are saying. We'll get to that in the next couple of days. Okay, thanks, Judge. Lewis Luck also says that Umar, J. Morrison, and Polite have a new app that's a spinoff of OnlyFans called Only Scams. Release date to be determined. Investments accepted. Yeah, now, and that sounds exactly like something that one of these clowns would propose. All three of these were scammers. It's just to different degrees. Okay. Polite was a scammer with the status correction. A lot of people forget about that. He was a scammer when it came to the new covenant. He was a scammer when it came to what was it, the credit repair, but he was also running a sex cult, sex ring type of a situation too. He had those women out there in LA doing sex work, and he claimed to be big and all this stuff and had all this money. No, he was renting cars. He's living inside a small little apartment in LA. California is expensive anyway, but LA is really expensive. He couldn't make it out there. He couldn't make it out there. See, the point is that, but he would throw out all these different ideas to get money out of people. We'll say anything with Jay Morrison. He what $12 million. He's not even really around anymore online like that because he got the money. He gone. Doggone shame. Not only did he get the money, but he also, boy, he's something else. That guy, he's something else. But I know one thing. I'm gonna say this about Jay Morrison. He's never going to get that type of money ever again in his life. And the truth of the matter is that no amount of money is ever going to be enough for him. And it's only a matter of time where he gets back into a desperate situation where he's going to have to start scamming again if he's not already. Okay. And then of course we got Umar. All right. Thanks, Lewis Luck. Sigmund also says 60 hours FDMG per week, full-time caretaker of your mother, wheelchair confined, traveling the world 2 out of 4 years. You claim 0 donation intake. And what Sigmund is referring to, this is factual. Umar claims on his tax paperwork with the IRS that he's spending 60 hours a week at FDMG. We know that that's not true. How is Umar spending 60 hours a week? Was it 60? I thought he said 40. Was it 60, Sigmund? No, he did say 60. How is he spending 60 hours a week at these abandoned buildings? And then he's a full-time caretaker for his mama, who's wheelchair bound. And then he's traveling the world. And he's living out of hotels and motels in other states. I'm trying to tell people, this guy, he lies so much. And he, listen, Sigmund, he got his followers believing that he's this great Black leader and that he's a school psychologist on top of all of this shit. He's a school psychologist and therapist. There's no way. He lies so much. All right, thanks, Sigmund. Well, Stooch, I appreciate it. Go off then. I apologize. I didn't mean to. We've been here for an hour. We done went through about 30 seconds of video. That's okay. I've been gone. We gotta come on back and do it the right way, family. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning on in. Thanks, Brian. Said go off then. All right, Brian. I don't mean to. It's just I know because we ain't live streaming, so I've been thinking about some things. I just be pissed. Who already pissed me off these days? Before he make me laugh, now he pissed me off. I'm tired of him. What's up? How's it going, Al? How's it going, Alden? Alden, he gifted 5 LenonHonor members. So thank you so much. Very kind of you. Everyone, please thank Alden for being so gracious. We appreciate the support, and I appreciate you gifting the memberships. That's awesome. Okay. Thanks again, Alden. And then Sigmund says that structure is approximately 12 by 15 inches wide. 12 feet by 15 feet wide. Yeah, probably about 12 by 15. It's sad. When I first saw it, I couldn't believe it. And what we're talking about, and I'm not going to tell people the address or nothing like that. You can find it all online. It's not difficult to find it all these days. But it's in the hood, and it's like these row houses, and it's really, really sad. It's like it's impoverished. The whole neighborhood is impoverished, but there's literally a cutout on the front of the building. At first, I was sitting like, "What is going on here?" Because it didn't make any sense. But it's a cutout, and then I looked over. You look over, and you see this metal contraption It's like, why is this on the sidewalk? And what that contraption does is it lifts the mama up, lifts her up, and goes this way so that she can get to the cutout, and then she can get access to go into the building or exit the building. Because I said, man, Umar, it's a doggone shame. Doggone shame. And see, here's the thing. It'd be different if Umar was spending this money on what he said he was going to spend the money on. But that's not what he's done. No one can tell me that Umar has spent $850,000 on renovation work over the last 6 years. And this is a lowball figure again, $2.7 million. Umar, what's really missing is about 1.5 million based on my estimation. People are like, that's a lot of money. Yeah, but if you think about it, 1.5 million over the course of a decade, almost 11 years now, that's really not a lot of money. Especially if you're living in and out of hotel rooms, you got substance abuse issues, you got a gambling problem, you're renting cars all the time, you're eating out all the time. That's not a lot of money. Come on, see. But it'd be different if he was spending the money on what he said he was going to spend the money on. Okay, I get it. Your mama's struggling. I get it. But the point is that he's not spending the money on what he said he was going to spend the money on. He's spending the money on himself and his self-destructive lifestyle. Meanwhile, he has his mother living in those types of conditions, and he claims to be the primary caretaker on top. That's crazy. See, and again, I would not have. I'm sure there have probably been people who would have criticized Umar if he took, let's say, $350,000, $400,000 and bought himself a decent home out there somewhere, and then moved his mama in. There's probably been people who would criticize him, but that level of criticism. It pales in comparison, in my opinion, than him taking about $1.6 million, $7 million over the last 10 years and just blowing it on himself. See, at least he would have had a place to stay, and his mom wouldn't have to be living in those types of conditions. See, one other thing too, people have to understand is you can say, well, wait a minute, but Umar, he's paying himself. He should pay himself. Well, no, he's not paying himself, not legally. And what I'm talking about is, on his IRS paperwork, Umar is not saying that he's paying himself. What he's telling the IRS is, this is the amount of money that I've collected. Some years he says it's zero, but on other years he's given figures, $160,000, $140,000, whatever the case may be. And then what he says on there is he's not paying himself anything. In other words, he's not earning any money for himself personally. There's a reason why Umar is saying that. He's saying that because, first of all, he doesn't want to be investigated in terms of the money that's going to him. So he's saying, listen, no money's coming to me. But the other thing is that if he claims money, that money's coming to him, now that money is now subject to taxation as a personal income, but it's also subject to garnishment, child support. And Umar has at least 3 child support cases in Philadelphia. So therefore, he has at least 3 baby mamas. You'll find that there are men who they will purposely not work a regular job because they don't want to have their paychecks garnished for child support. Umar is one of these types of people. They call them Desties. That's Umar. Okay? But see, I wouldn't have held it against him if he took some money and settled down and got himself a place to stay and moved his mama in, because it's in service to his mother. He claims that he's the primary caretaker. I would actually acknowledge him for that. No, you did the right thing. Take care of your mama. Make sure she's okay. See, the thing is, though, it's all twisted anyway, because it's all enmeshment issues from childhood. It's not like he's a man who's saying, I'm going to take care of my mother, or I'm going to take care of my father. He's really a boy that needs to be in his mother's presence because she provides him with stability, like a place to stay when he can't afford to have a hotel or motel room. So even that, it's a whole twisted dynamic. But let's assume that Umar Johnson was operating as a man at the age of 50, and he decided, listen, I'm going to take some of this money because I got to settle down to where my mother, she has a stable place to stay where she's not living in poverty. She's not living in the hood. She's not living in a crime-infested neighborhood with drug addicts all over the place and all this shit. And she doesn't have to get out of the house by sitting inside of this contraption on the sidewalk that comes up to this cutout inside of the wall to get her out of there and then take her and put her down on the floor. If he said, listen, I'm going to get a home, I would be like, okay, no, that's the right thing to do, but not Umar. See? Anyway, I'm going off. Let's get back to the show. Okay. Thank y'all so much for the super chats. I appreciate it. And also Alden, thanks for the membership. Oh, and T Jones gifted 5 memberships as well. Thank you so much, T Jones. I appreciate it. Okay. Make sure y'all thank T Jones. Make sure y'all thank Alden. Okay. Very, very gracious of you all. Okay. I really appreciate it. Okay. All right. Let's get back to the show, everyone. I feel like I've done gone off all month. It's time to get. Don't do that, Ike. So yeah, thanks, Sister Jones. Next time, make it 20. All right, that's crazy. That is too funny, man. Okay, let's get back to it. What's up, Black Dog? I remember when people were saying that they wouldn't have minded if he used the money to take care of his child support. That's a little controversial, I think. That's more controversial in my opinion, simply because, well, what I've held. Well, listen, let's be real about it though. He's using the money anyway to pay his child support because he doesn't have a job, and he has recent entries on his child support doc too. I ain't gonna show it, but I'll pull it up. I thought he did. Let me take that back because I may be thinking because I was doing this may have been older stuff. Let me take that back from now. Child support. Excuse me. I apologize. I'm gonna go look this up real quick. I could be wrong on this, but give me 1 second. I thought I saw that there was a more recent entry. Okay. Let's go to docket search. And he does. He has at least 3. It's just that I had my receipts archived wrong. But when I went back, I was confused about this other receipt. I was trying to figure out what is this. And then what I realized was that he has at least two child support claims on the docket under Umar Johnson, and then he has another one under Umar Abdullah Johnson, and that was the discrepancy. I kind of screwed that up as I was doing my research, but he has 3. I can't remember what county it was, but I think it'll still come up even without the county. Yeah, there's going to be 3 that have come up, but there's a 4th. There'll be 3 cases that have come up. One is from the Human Resources Department of Human Resources, and I think that what ended up happening is this other woman. She's not listed right here. But you can find her on here. She's not listed on here. I think what happened was she hired a lawyer to garnish wages from Umar, and that lawyer went through the Department of Human Resources. That's what I think took place. Okay. Anyway, let me pull up. Is this? Yeah, this is the baby, the younger one. Listen, and I'm right about this. And there's been more since the last time I looked at this. And I'm not going to show it, but I will read this to you all. So there was a generic order. That's what they're trying to find out Umar's income. So they're probably trying to get child support by garnishing wages. But again, like I said before, that's why he doesn't claim that he's receiving any money on his IRS paperwork to maintain his 501(c)(3). Is it 3C? He wants to maintain his nonprofit status. So he reports to the IRS, but he just states that, listen, I'm not actually paying myself. I'm not making any money. If he paid himself, there's going to be personal tax liability that's going to accrue. But then also he's going to be subject to wage garnishment through the child support. Okay. So whenever you see this generic order, and you see this on all these dockets, I mean, it's expansive. That's what's taking place. They're trying to find out where Umar is employed so they can get money out of this guy, so that his babies can eat. It's a damn shame. Umar, you ain't shit, man. You really ain't. And you don't even give a fuck. That's the crazy part. But he's a narcissist. Narcissists, they don't care about other people. And Umar doesn't even care about your own daughters. That's a damn shame. I don't understand how any man can walk away from his kids like that and then be talking shit about the baby mamas too. See? But you ain't shit, because if you were shit, you would at least try. You ain't even trying. You don't care about your daughter. You don't even care about your own daughters talking about you want to open up a school for black boys. What kind of man? You should be ashamed of yourself, Umar. It's just disgusting. It really is. And then you got black people, Umar Johnson followers. You guys will pass all this off as if it don't matter. The permanent issue that facing black people, it's not all this other shit that people be talking about. It's about the permanent issue is the lack of black leadership in our homes. It's been like this for generations now. That's the main issue, which also includes keeping women safe, keeping them protected, not sexually exploiting them like Umar, taking care of your kids, keeping them safe, not sexually exploiting your kids. Huh? Umar, when you was doing those college tours and you taking video of these little girls' private parts falling around like a pervert, you did the same thing to the little boy when you put your phone under the table and showed his crotch area. You ain't shit. And thank the Lord you're not in your daughter's life. Any of them. I don't even know what the third child, if it's a male or female, but thank the Lord you ain't any of your children's life, because you ain't got no business being around children in the first place. You're a pervert. December 12th of 2024, modification petition plaintiff attorney filed. They got an attorney. It's a doggone shame. These women that you done impregnated, they got to go and pay for attorneys to try to get some money out of you to take so that they can take care of their kids. You should be handling that yourself as a man, as a father. Shouldn't have to be going through all this, Umar. So you done collected millions of dollars, and it obviously ain't going towards opening up this school. Where the money going? You're a disgrace. There's another entry for that same day, December 12th of 2024, order to appear at a mod conference. So you gotten paperwork then, Umar. You gotten orders to appear in court. Again. And then get this, everyone, January 24th, 2025. This is 8 days ago. Interim order in effect, conference officer. I don't even know what that means. I can look it up. There are 52 docket entries on this case alone. 52. Going all the way back. This has been a documentary too. I ain't gonna be putting the baby mama's name or anything like that. This goes back to 2017. And this is just one of the baby mamas. There's two other ones. This is y'all's principal. Meanwhile, he want to do a 20 versus 1 or whatever it is. Anyway, I apologize. Let's get back to it. I don't, boy, I tell you, Umar, you've been pissing me off lately. That's how he pays in bulk. I have a video where Umar says that. He says, basically he's saying he lets the child support accumulate. Then when they call him into court, he pays it off in bulk. He don't have a job, so who's paying it? You, Umar Johnson, fathers, you're paying this guy's child support. If you're cool with it, you cool with it, I guess. You ain't gonna have me paying no other man's child support. Ain't gonna happen. I don't give a shit. That ain't gonna happen. Well, I don't got enough money. We'll go get another job. I don't got a job. We'll go get one job. Well, then it's not gonna be enough. We'll go get 2 of them. Well, it's still not gonna be enough. We'll go get 3. And then stop impregnating these women out here like this. That's what I tell my sons. I said, listen, y'all gonna be out here clapping cheeks. You better put a condom on. Oh, Dad, we ain't doing that. I said, I'm just telling you. That's what I told them. You don't think I'm playing. I told them that. They probably make them feel uncomfortable, but I'm teaching them a lesson. I said, listen, son, y'all gonna be out here clapping these cheeks. You better put a condom on. Dad, we're not, but no, I said, I'm just saying. Okay. But here's the thing: you out here impregnate men out here impregnating all these women, and then that child support come around, you want to complain about it. That's on you. That ain't on nobody else. And then handle your responsibility. Don't pay a child support in bulk like Umar. Anyway, I can pull up the video. I remember Umar said, I can't believe this guy got on here and talking about he pays his child support in bulk. What that means is he lets it accumulate so that the babies go without. He don't care, though. He don't care about anybody. He's a narcissist. He doesn't care about his own kids. And then once the court pulls him in, they revoke his license. It's been revoked at least twice. I think it's 3 times, but it's been revoked at least twice. Then he'll go in and he'll go pay it. Passport too, I'm sure. He'll go pay it so you can go to passport. You go to Africa, go to have African free call. See? Anyway, I remember Umar first said that I could not believe that I pays my child support in bulks. What kind of man? Anyway, thanks, Brian. And then how's it going, Barry? Barry says, so what's next after the Ghanaian citizenship? He doesn't seem to have an exit strategy. To be honest, Barry, I really don't know. And if in fact his PayPal has been shut down, and if in fact his Cash App's been shut down, I don't know what Umar's going to do. I don't know. Barry, I really don't know, because it's gotten to a critical point anyway, because of the school situation coming up on 6 years in a couple of days since he acquired these abandoned buildings. A lot of people asking questions these days, you know. And then the 20 versus 1 thing on King Kong conscience, you guys should look at the comment section. Some of his most devout followers they were going in on him like, what in the world? They couldn't believe it. So you got the school situation. You got Umar still continuing to try to sexually exploit Black women, living out these fantasies, like you said in the past, like these carnal fantasies, to sexually exploit Black women. And in this case, this idea of doing a 20 and 1. He's 50. I mean, these are but young people. They be doing these stupid shits, and I get it, because these are young people. Young people be stupid sometimes. I get it. I was stupid too. But at 50, you got the school situation. You got the situation with Umar. And the sexual debauchery stuff, and then you got potentially, and again, I don't know if it's true or not, but PayPal shut him down, Cash App shut him down. I don't know where he goes from here. Okay, what he could say, okay, he got his African citizenship or whatever for Ghana. Okay, and now then what? I don't know. I think the key issue is if in fact he's been shut down off of PayPal and Cash App. That's huge. See, what does he do after that? I don't know. I really don't. This is a critical point in all of this. It's almost as if and this assumes, Barry, that Cash App is shut down and that PayPal is shut down. If this has happened, this is a critical point in this whole Umar Johnson saga. See, the thing is that if Umar can't get the money, then he'll stop asking for the money. If he doesn't have PayPal or Cash App to get, maybe he'll start promoting Zelle. Or Google. What is the other one? I have one, but I just never use it. I can't remember. I can't remember the one that I have for Google. I think I used it one time because I was getting purchased. This was many years ago, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. I purchased a game from one of my sons on there for his phone, his iPhone. Anyway, what does he do? I don't see, because if he can't get money, he has no incentive to beg for money. If he can't get money electronically, he has no incentive. So what does Umar do at that point? See, if he can't get the money, then what's the point in being online begging for the money? I don't know. But again, Umar, he's lived like this for so long, he'll probably figure out some other way to scam and get money out of people. I don't know. I don't remember if Umar, because there's different crowdfunding sites. Again, GoFundMe shut him down, PlumFund shut him down, but there's other ones that maybe he can go to keep this going. I don't know. So I don't know. And it could be that Ghana is the extra strategy in the end. And maybe now is the time for him because he can't get the money like he used to. So let me just go on ahead and go to Africa now. I don't know. I really don't know, Barry. We just have to wait and see. Thanks for the super chat. But again, it is a critical point. If in fact Umar got shut down from PayPal and from Cash App, right? What's up? Al Jalil says, I know people who have the chairlifts on their homes for wheelchairs access. It's normal. Not defending Umar though. No, yeah, but Ajala, if you see what I'm talking about, it's not normal. It's not. In fact, when I saw it, I actually had to look at it and think about it for a while, because the way that it's constructed, it's not normal. It's not in this scenario. And it wouldn't be right for me to actually. I mean, you can look it up yourself. I'm not going to tell people what to look up or where to go and see this, because that's beyond the scope. But you can find information online, and you can actually go look this up on Google. It's not normal. No, really, what is normal in 2025 is for a building to have wheelchair access. See? But it is because Umar, his mother, is living in poverty in his Section 8 housing. I would propose that if it wasn't Section 8 housing, she wouldn't be living there anyway. But because of Section 8 housing, that's why this contraption was built, and it's not normal. Yeah, you go look. I mean, you can go do your own research and look into it anymore. And I know you're not defending Umar, but what I'm saying is that what I saw, it's not normal. Okay, I don't even mean to laugh because it's sad. It's truly sad. All right. Thanks for super chat, Ajalil. Get ready for Tunde. Yeah. Umar, next thing is going to do a Bitcoin. Umar's going to do Bitcoin next. Okay. All right. Thanks, Iceman Bap. Hope you're doing all right. And then Tori says Umar is desperate. He's on Insta congratulating Beyonce on her Grammy Award. Yeah, I don't know. Let me go look. As much shit as Umar talking about Beyonce and Jay-Z, he's just clout chasing. He's just, trying to get views and attention. See, the thing is that if he got blocked on Cash App and PayPal, he would have made an announcement, I'm sure, on an Instagram page, right? And I don't see any of that on here. Yeah, I see it right here. Album of the year. Umar says, we don't need their approval, but this was long overdue. Congratulations to my sister Beyonce after your brother King Kong Consciousness. Huh? Your brother King Kong Consciousness exposed the CMAs for snubbing you. Well, he thinks he's the reason why she got these Grammys. He's such a narcissist. Umar, man, you so goofy. Since your brother King Kong Consciousness exposed the CMAs for snubbing you while all others remain quiet, the Grammys had to do the right. I'm sorry, I didn't click on. I'm looking. I need to put my glasses on. Expose the CMAs for snubbing you while all others remain quiet. The Grammys had to do the right thing. My hat goes off to you, Miss Carter. Yes, I'm a Beyonce supporter. Yeah, but he's talked about Beyonce in her blonde weave, and he's talked shit about Jay-Z too. Hit the one. Umar, you need to cut it out. He's such a clout chaser. He has to attach himself to people who are actually who are successful in doing things. That's why he always attaches himself to Marcus Garvey and Frederick Douglass and everybody else. Now he wants to do it with Beyonce, even though I have him on record talking mad shit about Beyonce and talking mad shit about Jay-Z. All right. Thanks, Tori, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Sigmund says, I've never seen any shit like that. Yeah, and see, Sigmund's seeing what I'm talking about. It's not normal. Okay. In fact, I mean, I really have to sit there and look at it and figure out what exactly it was going on. And even from an egress perspective, I don't even see how they would allow something like that to be there, like on the sidewalk like that. But we're going to leave it right there. Okay. It's a disgrace. But like I was saying, I wouldn't have criticized Umar if he took that money, some of that money, and just bought himself a nice home. Just buy it all flat out. Buy it flat out. You got taxes each year, but just buy it flat out, not mortgage or anything like that. And then move the mama in and let her live inside of a nice place where she doesn't have to, and again, there's snow. So I mean, and the contraption is out on the sidewalk. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, thanks him for some chat. T. Jones says Umar should talk trash about 50 Cent. I would love to see that. I've never heard him talk. He may have, but I've never heard him say anything about 50 Cent. He has said things about Power, 50 Cent's show, but I haven't heard him take shots at 50 Cent directly. But I highly doubt he would do that because 50 Cent, he'll go back and clown Umar to the extreme. Umar, he don't want that type of heat. He can't handle that. See, Umar, he not built like that. Yeah, I know. Frederick Douglass was with a snow bunny. He sure was. He sure was. In fact, let's take a break.
See your eyes shine, she's my snow bunny, please. In the winter lights,
all right, y'all get them lights up. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Go ahead and hold on the pole.
Make your goose stepping out of control.
It's me and you tonight.
Snow bunny.
Moving on the floor. Everything's alright. Got that smooth soul feel.
No, that's
dancing till the light. With my snow bunny love. Been party by the night.
See your eyes shine, she's my snow bunny, please.
What's up, Dragonito?
In the winter lights, so she's my sweet Josephine. Tuck to my nose, this lover's got is so raw. Make your goose stepping out of control.
It's me and you tonight.
Snow bunny.
Moving on the floor. Everything's alright. Got that smooth soul feel.
No, that's
dancing till the light. With my snow bunny love. Been party by the love. Then party back the fact.
See your eyes shining, she's my slow bunny please.
No, I didn't make
my
it.
sweet love to be. Tuck to my nose, this love was God is so raw. Make your goose step and I rip out of control.
Party love. It's me and you tonight.
Snow bunny.
Moving on the floor. Everything's alright. Got that smooth soul feel.
No, that's
Dancing to the light. With my slow party love. Then party back the
Here
fact.
come the HVAC.
see your eyes shining, she's my slow bunny please. In the winter light, so she's my sweet love to be. Tuck to my nose, this love was God is so raw. Make your goose step and I rip out of control.
Party love. It's me and you tonight.
Snow bunny.
Moving on the floor. Everything's alright. Got that smooth soul feel.
No, that's
Dancing to the light. With my slow party love.
Y'all remember the HVAC saga? That was crazy. Ah, boy, that whole HVAC thing. Okay, let's get refocused. We're gonna go for another 25 minutes. We gotta at least get through one video. Boy, I just been running them out the whole month. Shout out to the Cookie Crush chat. Thank y'all so much for tuning on in. Let's get back to the video. Here we go. Let me skip through to where he started talking. Oh, here we go.
Doing my own 20. Y'all want me to talk? I have an announcement.
This is Umar's announcement. Thanks, Sigmund. Umar got this is his announcement.
This is your big brother King Kong consciousness. I have an announcement. I will be doing my own 20. I will be doing my own 20 versus 1. I will pre-screen the candidates. They must be black female entrepreneurs.
What in the world? Already this guy. So I'm going to assume that the 20 and 1 is like a dating kind of thing, because he talked about this, a date with the papa back in the years. In fact, he talked about this 20 versus me or one thing back in September of 2024. In fact, just so that I know exactly what he's talking about right here, because what I'm getting at already, I can tell this is about exploiting black women, not just sexually, but also financially, because he sees you black women as a financial resource. And this doesn't mean that you have to be it doesn't have to be in the context of a relationship or in a sexual escapade or anything like that. But even for you guys to send him money, it's a form of sexual exploitation, financial exploitation. He sees you as a financial resource. That's why when he went on that the young lady's podcast in Australia, he was talking about how I can't remember how much he said. I think he said something like would you give your man $750 a month or whatever the figure was? I can't remember what it was. But it just goes to show where his mentality is. Umar is the type of man that expects women to take care of him. He expects women to pay his bills. He expects women to buy him clothes, literally. Okay, this is not hyperbole at all. He expects you black women to send him a monthly stipend, if you will. Anybody remember what the amount was when he was on that the sisters? She was Ethiopian sister show, and he was saying, would you invest in the brother a certain amount of money per month, $700 a month? And then I think he said over the course of a number of years. What kind of man thinks like that? Well, it's the type of man who they target black women that they can, or at least that they perceive to be exploitable, financially exploitable. See, and so that's why when Umar says, I want a woman who has basically an entrepreneur, she has the entrepreneur type of mentality. Well, that's because in Umar's mind, his entrepreneurship is directly related to FDMG, and he needs money for this, or investments. It's really, he needs money And he wants people who are like-minded, women who are entrepreneurs and they know that how you have to put money in and put money in and put money into what? Put money into him. See this guy? It's pimp game. But this isn't the first time. Let me play a little bit more of this, and then we'll go back in time into the archive and we'll play a little bit more of the other video. Let's go.
20 queens.
Yeah, he said 18 to 24 months. Something crazy like that. Meanwhile, he don't have a job.
You must be politically intelligent, all natural hair, all natural body. I'm not going to limit it to 5'5" thick in the thighs. I'm not going to limit it to 5'5" thick in the thighs. Any African sister from anywhere in the world can be in the 20 verses 1 if she has natural hair, all natural body, natural eyelashes.
Here he goes.
Politically conscious, and she is an entrepreneur. We're going to do the first 20 verses 1.
Yeah, who's paying for the production costs on this? I'm saying this is Umar. He just be coming up with some crazy. He just throw anything out there. And some of his followers, they go for it. They be like, oh yeah, they get excited. Yeah, I want to be in it. I want to do it too. Umar's such a bum. Man, it's sad.
We're going to do the first 20 verses 1. And if it goes well, we're going to take it on the road. We're going to take it on the road.
What?
I think Baltimore or Houston will get the first 20 verses 1. Maybe New York City. Maybe Baltimore, Houston, maybe Chicago, maybe Detroit, maybe Oakland, maybe Phoenix, maybe St. Louis, maybe Memphis. 20 verses 1, minimum age, I'm going to cut it at 28.
What? I'm gonna go ahead and get this calculator out. Umar's 50 minus 28, 22-year difference. This guy it's something wrong with him. That's why I've been telling people 28. What? That's a baby. I'm talking. I'm not as old as Umar, but I'm about to be. I'm about to be 50. That's 28. That's a baby. What are you talking about, sir? That's nuts. What in the world are you talking about? 22-year age difference? Male to female? Umar, listen, I done told people a long time ago to stay away from this guy. Don't have your kid, don't have your wife around him, don't have your girlfriend around him, don't have your mama around him, don't have your cousins, don't even if you have any pets, don't have your pets around this guy. You get a parrot, your parrot come back home, I'm a freak off, baby, oh, baby. Well, I said, oh shit. that poor bird come home all up, oil all on his feathers and shit. It can't fly because all the oil. I've been telling people, do not. This guy said 28. It just goes to show you this guy, he's a perv. He's one of them old, filthy old perv males. That's what he is. That bird all rolled up. That bird is like, what's wrong with you? You talk to that bird. You talk to the bird. What's wrong with you? Freak off. That's all, man. Damn. And then you really, is that why you all oiled up? All right. That's enough. Cat's all limping and shit. What's wrong with you, Tom? What's wrong with you, Tom? All right, that's enough. Y'all remember Tom and Jerry? Okay, anyway, this guy said 28. Umar is wow. Let's go.
Versus 1. Maybe New York City. Maybe Baltimore, Houston, maybe Chicago, maybe Detroit, maybe Oakland.
Oh, that's so funny. Who said that shit? You come home to cap me on the bed like this. Cap me on the bed like this. Try to move. Say, what's wrong with you? All right. That poor cat. Be limping off. Okay. That's too funny. Here we go.
Maybe Phoenix. Maybe St. Louis. Maybe Memphis. 20 versus 1 minimum age. I'm going to cut it at 28. 28.
Listen, that's a baby to me. I'm sorry, people. I'm almost 50. Come on. In my mind, there's no way. There's no, and let's flip this around. For you women that are older in the chat room, Quick Fresh Chat, let's say you're close to 50. Would you, in your mind, 28? Does that sound reasonable to you? To be dealing with a young man who's 28? And see, here's the other thing. Umar is not just a 50-year-old. He's a 50-year-old who stays in his mama's closet when he can. Section 8 housing with this massive contraption out. Oh my goodness. And a cutout. Anyway, but he's 50 years old and he's a baby mama creator. In other words, he doesn't commit to black women. He's out here sexually exploiting black women. He has child support that goes back decades now, and he has more recent entries into his docket, which means that he's still not taking care of his kids, his financial responsibilities with the kids that he has. So why would you even think to do a 20 versus 1, and then you're going to bring in some of these younger women who are 28 years old? It's not right. See, even in my own mind, like, and not to go here, but just in my own mind, let's say for some reason, God forbid, me and my wife, we weren't together. Something happens, and I'm widowed. Okay, God forbid. Okay, I don't even want to say this, but I'm just going to use this as an example. I'm not going to take my 50-year-old ass with 5 kids and go look for a young woman who's in her 20s. or even her 30s for that matter. There's no way. Why would I bring that amount of baggage onto someone that young? That's crazy to me. It doesn't even make any sense to me. A 20-year-old, 28-year-old, that's young enough to be my daughter. That's just me, though. People may have a different view about that, but I just would not bring that type of baggage. The woman would have to at least be 45, and she would have to have already had kids and stuff and all that stuff, raised kids and all that stuff. Why would you even think to take, Umar, why would you think to take your dirty baggage? Because you ain't even taking care of your kids. It's one thing if you were taking care of your kids, but you don't even take care of your kids. You don't have a job. You don't pay your child support. You live out of hotels and motel rooms. You don't have your own place to stay. You don't have an office. You've been scamming for 20 years on this school scam. Why would you even think to bring into the mix a 28-year-old, a 29-year-old, a 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38? And that, it just don't register in my mind. It don't make no sense to me. That don't make no sense. 28 years old. And see, Umar, I have all these expectations like, yeah, you have to be 28, but you have to be natural and you have to this and all. Yeah, but look at you, Umar. That's just a hypothetical. That's why I got to say it that way with the thing with my wife, okay? I don't like talking like that. Aunt Gambino said 5. Okay. And I don't know what they said this time. Maybe it's a super sticker. I apologize. It's not even coming up for some reason. Thanks for the super stickers, Aunt Gambino. Okay, let's get back to it here. It just don't make no sense. Kind of pisses me off, Umar. Here we go. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, don't it?
28 will be the minimum age. 20 versus 1. Business casual dress. No.
This is some bullshit. See, when you have kids and you start thinking about this, because I have my oldest is in his early 20s, and I'm thinking early 20s ain't too far from 28. What the fuck? It just don't make. I'm sorry. That's just it don't make. It bothers me. It don't make no sense. 28. That's a baby.
No jeans, no sneakers, ladies. I need you classy. We putting black women back on the throne. Dr. Umar's 20 versus 1 is putting black women back on the throne.
They're probably roasting his ass in the comment section. That's why he's pausing like this. Yeah, you're right. You're right, but he's a misogynist. He's sexist. Okay, he always has a list of demands on women, and he gets to be a bum. Yeah, it's so well said. See, Umar can be a deadbeat. He can have no job. He can have no car. He doesn't have his own place. But then he has all these demands on you, black women. What does that say about Umar? See, that's the narcissism too, because he thinks he's so great, and he thinks he's. See, it's deep with Umar. As I'm doing this research in Umar's past, what I found is that he is tears to this. In other words, in general, he believes that he's superior to everyone around him, even though his life is a failure. Okay, but the narcissism, it makes him believe that he's the greatest, and it all stems from insecurity, though. Anyway, that's why he always overstates his accomplishments and all this stuff. He can't say I have 5 degrees. He has to say he has 6. He can't say that he has. There's 3 buildings up there. He has to say 4 or 5. You see, but the point is that by saying those things, it makes himself feel better about himself, and then he starts to think that it's again in his own mind. He thinks that he's better than everyone else, everyone else, in particular black people. But that's just one of the tiers to this. Another tier, Bridget, is his sense of superiority over black women. That's why he can make demands on you all and yet he can live a life of a bum. That's the sense of entitlement. You guys got to do this for him. You guys owe him this. You need to send him this, send him that, do this for me, do that for me. But then what does he have to offer? Really, for any a woman, I want y'all to ask your woman out there, if you ask yourself the question, what does Umar really have to offer to a relationship? What can he bring to the table for you? And there's really nothing there. He will become a dependent. And yet he has all these demands on you black women. But see, what's interesting too, though, Bridget, is that many of his demands, if fulfilled, it enables him to continue to be a bum. See, that's the tricky part about Umar. See, all the way to the point where he's telling y'all got to be able to support him financially. Well, that allows him to be a bum. I need $700 a month for the next 24 to 36 months. It allows him to continue to be a bum. And yet he has all these expectations and demands upon you, black women. The audacity for any man to have those types of demands is ridiculous anyway, especially if you don't have anything to offer and bring to the table and you're a habitual failure when it comes to male-female relationships. You should sit your ass down and deal with your own issues, but not Umar. The narcissism is so great, he still thinks that he's God's gift to women. And that's why he feels comfortable with making demands upon you, even though he's still living a life of a bum. Yeah, that's a good point right here, Bridget. Really good point. So this, you black women, heed these words right here, especially if you consider Umar to be like some sort of a black leader or someone that, because you can take Umar as a what they call a dusty. I don't like using the term, but you can use him as a dusty archetype, and you can gauge other men based upon his dustiness. And if their dustiness is anything near his dustiness, then don't deal with him. There's like a degree of dusty. Anyway, thanks, Bridget, for that comment. That's a huge point right there. Really good point. Okay, here we go.
I think about tattoos. Tattoos are going to be tough. Tattoos are going to be tough. I don't really want to discriminate against a sister for the tattoo.
Yeah, it doesn't. 54, 28, Umar's 50, 28, it makes no sense whatsoever. Y'all crazy up here. Yeah, there's no justification for that. Yeah, to me it's a kid. You know, it's a baby. And I don't mean to say it that way, baby, but that's how I look at these younger people. You know, they just babies to me, because I have children. You know, and you raise them. And I still call my daughters baby. I don't call my sons that anymore, but I call my daughters that. And that's how I look at it. You know, I'll probably be like that when I'm 80. I'll be, hey baby, how you doing? That's just how I am. But not Umar. Seth says he's going to pre-screen the candidates with his baby alligator. Yeah, that alligator gonna be looking at him and shit. That baby alligator head. I wrote a song for that one too. Seth, it was I can't even remember it. Sweet little baby gator, na 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 na. Sweet little baby gator, where are you? Hana, 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 na, 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 na. Sweet little baby gator, where are you? Something like that. Yeah, na, 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 na. I'm making that shit up right. Yeah, na, 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 yeah, na, 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 na. Yeah, na, 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 na. Yeah, na, 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 na. Yeah, na, 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 na. Then it would go back to sweet little baby gator. Some of these people, they don't know what we talking about with the baby gator head. That goes way back to the back of the day. Sweet little baby gator. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, that's a nice melody. Sweet little baby gator, where are you? Mm-hmm. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Yeah, no, that's the Stevie Wonder shit. All right. Thanks, Seth, for the memories. That takes us way back to the baby gator head. That poor baby gator. He had a necklace on with a baby gator head on it. I said, sad. All right, here we go.
I tell you what, this is what we'll do on the tattoos. This is what we'll do on the tattoos. This is what we'll do on the tattoo. If the tattoo says Dr. Papa, you can keep it. If the tattoo says Dr. Papa, you can keep it. If the tattoo says King Kong Alicious, you can keep it.
You see the narcissism? Yeah, it will. My melodies, they're like that. That's the one thing I can write really, really catchy melodies. Sweet little baby gator. Oh, no, 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 no. Sweet little baby gator. Where are you? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Yeah, no, 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 no. All right.
They have to cover up the tattoos. I'm not going to discriminate based on tattoos. I'm not going to do that. Unless it is a tattoo of a colonizer. If it's a tattoo of a colonizer, you will be disqualified. If you have a CEO on your body, black woman.
Why would
Why
would you have a CEO? Listen, Umar is he's nuts. Who comes up with this shit? He said, unless you have a tattoo of a colonizer. Because, that's what black women do, right? You guys get tattoos if you're colonizers. Well, this guy, he's nuts. you see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, sports bet. This guy, how's it going, Yolanda? This guy is crap. Something wrong with him. Who comes up with this?
CEO on your body. Colonizer, enslaver, oppressor. If you have a white Jesus, disqualified. Disqualified. White Christ, disqualified. You have to send in photos and a bio. A photo and a bio.
No. Listen. This is y'all's principle. Okay, not mine. This is y'all's principle. My email is LenonHonor@yahoo.com, and I think you probably were trying to send me some stuff, but you can always email. And that's anyone you got any information from, you can email it to me. I always, I try to get to all emails, but whatever information I do receive, if it's dealing with Umar, I take the time to vet it and to do additional research to verify stuff. There's stuff that people sent me that I was unable to verify, so I haven't shared it with people. But just because I was unable to verify it doesn't mean that it's not true. It's just I can't report on it and I can't share. And there's been all kind of, you guys be amazed at the kind of stuff that people send me about this guy. There's this one woman, and this is one of the things I never talked about this and never reported on it, but based on what I know about Umar now, I would not be surprised. And I'm still grappling with whether I'm going to have it in a documentary or not. It's probably I won't have it. And if there's this woman and she had suffered a stroke, and she was talking about how she had contacted Umar for some help and assistance, and how he took advantage of her. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, because again, there's no way that I can verify that. Not a lot of people know about that. Some of you guys may remember that hit the one, but it's something that I never reported on, and it's something that I'm extremely hesitant to even talk about now, simply because I don't have a way to verify that. But based upon what I know about Umar these days, I wouldn't be surprised. See, once I started to see stuff like Umar video recording people's body parts, that to me, that was enough for me to recognize that there's something wrong with this guy, that he's a predator in this way. And then more recently, and I haven't even gone through the videos yet, but at some point I'm going to go through step by step, and I'm not going to sit on that information either. I'm going to let you guys know that right now. In other words, after I do this research and I go through and I put together the timeline on these college tours, it's not like I'm just going to leave it and not do anything with that information. It will be passed on. Once I started seeing Umar doing the same thing to little girls, recording following around like a pervert, recording their body parts, that's when I knew. Now I said to myself, wait a minute, you know what this lady was saying back then, I would not be surprised if something like that happened. And then he also does that to little boys where he takes pictures. Just one video, and see, the thing was, I wasn't even looking at, because I haven't watched the videos, I haven't looked through them. But I happened to be skipping through one of the videos, and Umar was sitting at a table and they were eating, and he had his camera on this other little girl, and then there's a little boy that's sitting next to him, and then he takes his camera and he puts it under, it's recording. He takes it and he puts it under the table and right into the little boy's crotch. The little boy is not aware of it, obviously, but he actually takes it and he puts it under like this and he keeps it there. And I said, listen, that's what I'm saying. People like Umar, they're dangerous. See, Umar, one way or the other, you're going to get your just due. I think on some levels you already have, but one way or the other. And when it happens, I don't want to hear any excuses, especially from Umar Johnson falls. I want you to hear that it was the government set up. It was the Illuminati. It was LenonHonor. It was a coup. I don't want to hear all that shit. All this stuff is already documented online. That's why Umar, he's such a unique case, because he's documented his crimes. I'm not even just talking about the school scam. I'm talking, and there has to be a word for that. Wherein you're filming the body parts of women on airplanes, or where you're filming the body parts of little girls at these college chores, and in this case, little boys' crotches. He's done it too, where he's out talking with people. He's out at a club or whatever, and there's a woman. There's one video where she leans down, she's looking inside of her purse, and her cleavage, you can see her cleavage. He takes his phone and records her as she's bending down like this. What Umar Johnson does. There has to be a term for that. If you're doing it with children, there has to be another term for that, and it's going to catch up to you, Umar. Mark my words, because once I get through all of the information and I put it in sequence and in a timeline, I'm not gonna sit on it. This is y'all's principle. You see what I'm saying? I don't mean to go off, but Umar's just been pissing me off lately because I've been away. So when I see all this other stuff going on with Umar, it pisses me off. It's called voyeurism. Let me look that up. Voyeurism is a sexual interest in or practice of watching other people engage in intimate behavior, such as undressing, sexual activity, or other actions of a private nature. Yeah, but it's not like, this is close to it, but it's not like when he was on, for instance, Brian, when Umar was recording the flight attendant, it's not like she was undressing, involved in sexual activity, or any other action of a private nature per se. Same thing with the kids when he was recording little girls and stuff. There's this one where the little girls has on these short shorts. She starts dancing. Umar's filming her legs and stuff. She sits down and he puts the camera up into her crotch area like this, where you can see like her shorts and her legs. And then he makes this comment. It's called projection. What Umar does, there's this little boy that's sitting next to him. Let's say the little boy's name is David. He says David said that he's going to call the police because your shorts are and you're going to be arrested because your shorts are so short. He says it to the little girl. No, that's Umar. That ain't, no one else said that. That's Umar. He's projecting here. But that's Umar. That's what's on his mind. The fact that she has on these short shorts, and he had already been watching her dancing in these short shorts, filming her. And then when he sits down, he puts the camera down because she sits next to him. They're having like a dessert or something like that. And he puts the camera down and you can see it's clear as day. So I don't know if it's a voyeurism. This is close to it. But in this case, this would be a situation where people are not involved, or even children in this case, Lord, are not involved in intimate behaviors or undressing or sexual activity or other actions of a private nature. See, the thing is, I can't have this when Umar does this to the children. I can't have that in the documentary. Okay, but that's going to be passed off. I'm going to take all that information and it will be given to the proper authorities. I'm going to say that shit right here, right now. I just have to get around to doing that. And I have to get around to watching all the videos and time stamping everything. I've already downloaded it because Umar, you can take the shits down. It's not going to matter. Okay. The ones where he's doing it to adults, that will be in the documentary. When he does it to the woman on the plane, that will be in the documentary. But I think that's somewhat different than voyeurism. It's close though. It's close. Thanks, Brian Tisdale, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Vegan Sports Bar says, intrusion of privacy. A colleague of mine was fired and went to court for filming a woman in a grocery store. Yeah, intrusion of privacy. But the thing of being a sports bar is that this intrusion of privacy has a sexual undertone to it, because it's specifically targeting their body parts, whether it is the women or it is the little girls or the little boys. So there has to be something specific to that that addresses not just the idea of voyeurism and intrusion of privacy, but then also for whatever reason, the person who's committing this act, there's a sexual type of, this is, man, I'm telling you, y'all, damn. There has to be some sort of sexual gratification that they're receiving when they're engaged in this type of behavior. There has to be some term for it. Okay. If anyone knows what the term is, please let me know. Yeah, I guess you can say that. And thanks, being a sports bar for super chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. Can you check your email? I sent you some shocking. Okay, yeah, I'll check it. Okay, and I'll check it after the show, because I got it. We need to be wrapping this up, because I told myself, because I'm going to do a live stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. No, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Take Friday off, and then Saturday, if possible, I want to do a marathon, because that'll be the anniversary for the 6-year anniversary of Umar acquiring these abandoned buildings. So I want to keep these videos during the week, like around 2 hours. So I'll check it after this live stream. And so what I'll do is, if we can at least get through this video right here, we'll come back tomorrow to do the other video, and then we'll start the next video tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. Okay, thanks for Aunt Gambino for the super chats. I appreciate it. Lewd and lascivious conduct, yes, but see, I don't know if that would if video recording, man, I know it's just sick. The whole thing is sick. Lewd, and because that's what they got polite on, in part. Lewd and lascivious are legal terms to describe sexual behavior that is criminal in nature. Lewd conduct that incites sexual longing or imagination. Lascivious acts of arousal. Yeah, well, this may be it right here. This might be it. Yeah, you know, this is it. You're right. Because it says, and I hate to be reading this shit, but taking pictures of a child for sexual arousal, and in this case, taking video. You see? Depending, and here penalties, depending on the circumstances, lewd and lascivious behavior can be charged as a misdemeanor, gross misdemeanor, or a felony. Penalties may include imprisonment, fines, or registration as a sex offender. I'm going to go with this one right here. Again, if someone else sees this video and you have something else that you think would be more fitting to this, you can email it to me at LenonHonor at yahoo.com. So lewd and lascivious conduct. And again, in Umar's case, is specifically targeting the body parts of others, and in some cases the body parts of women. Like as an example, when he did the tour at I think it was Frederick Douglass' house, he was doing it to the women there. He's done this a lot though in other situations too. Also, when he was on the flight, we've covered that extensively, where he was the flight attendant. That was really egregious right there. But then he's also done it towards children, and we can use the examples. There's plenty of examples inside of the college tours that he used to do. And he would follow around these little girls and keep the cameras on their body parts and make certain comments. But then he also does it to some of the women too. There was a woman that was given a tour, and normally if you know, you're walking with the tour, it's not necessary for you to be filming the person, but he's following the woman around, and he puts the camera, he's putting it on her backside, putting it on her chest, and putting it on her backside. But for her, she's probably assuming that he's just recording, you know, for live streaming purposes. No. That's not what Umar's doing. Just like when he does it to a little girl, where he's taking video recording inside of her crotch area, where he's putting the camera down or below the table. He does it to a little girl, and then he also does it to a little boy. I don't know if it's the same video where he does it to a little boy, but he does it to a little boy too. And I was shocked. I said, "What in the world is going on here?" Okay, so I think this is probably close to what this is: lewd and lascivious acts, and in this case, filming the body parts of women, girls, and boys for sexual gratification or sexual arousal. Okay, it's a boy. I tell you right now. I'm telling you, Umar. But I've been warning people for such a long time. And then Sigmund says, if you are compiling, I'll get with government. I'll get with my government piece. Yeah, the thing is, that's what I'm planning on doing because I can't sit on it. It's just I haven't got a chance to go through all of it. And what I will do is I'll go through from point to, and I have video titles already downloaded and everything. Video titles, date stamps, and then I'll have time stamps in the video where authorities, they can go step by step and they can see it for themselves. Now, they may determine that there's nothing there. Well, I don't give a shit. From my vantage point, there's plenty there. And you can go and look at what he was doing with the flight attendant. Okay, and see the point is, I know that there's something going on here that's inappropriate. I know that Umar has not only done this to black women, that he's done it to black girls, and he's done it to black boys. Then I can throw in other stuff where he's talking about the little girl and how she has she wants them to take these rotten cookies, and I'll explain inside a document what a cookie is, and it's a euphemism for vagina. How Umar talks all this sexual depraved talk, and how he wants to kidnap the kids, and how he wants to lock the boys inside the school and turn the lights off and play capture the flag. What? I got plenty of examples of that. See, the point is that if they say, oh, well, there's really nothing here. Okay, well, the onus is on them. It's not on me. At least I can pass that off and say, okay, I've done my part. But Umar, understand that the shit's going to catch up to you at some point, and there's no escaping. It's already been done. It's just a matter of time. You can run, but you can't hide. That's the point that I'm making here. You see? And now if the authorities figure that, this is not something that's actionable, okay, well, that's on y'all. That's your determination. But at the very least, as a man of integrity, I'm going to bring this to your attention, as opposed to just sitting on it. That's not going to happen. I just got to take the time to go step by step, and I'll put together a document. It'll probably be in a PDF format, and I'll send it to the proper authorities, and we're going to go from there. And again, well, Lenon, you trying to get him? No, listen, the guy's a pervert. Now, if there's not a problem, well, then there's nothing to be worried about. You see my point? If he ain't doing nothing wrong, then he ain't got nothing to worry about. But if he is doing something wrong, well, then he needs to be called to task. And see, that's that. Well, let me stop. See, because otherwise, I'll start going off again. All right, let's get back to it. Here we go.
Photos and a bio. One of your parents must be biologically and psychologically black. One of your parents, no transformers.
When he says transformers, he's talking about trans people.
Absolutely no transformers. Biological women, organic body, organic hair, all natural women, all natural body, all no transformers. There will be a background check.
Umar, man, he's nuts. Come on now, don't do that. Y'all, come on now. Y'all crazy. That's what Umar calls it trans. It's not right. I shouldn't laugh, but it's just ridiculous. Umar called it a trans. That was my favorite cartoon. That's why I'm lying. I mean, that's why I'm laughing. I was going to laugh crying. That's why I said, okay. Voltron too. That was one of my favorite cartoons too, before Transformers. Anyway, let me get off this chat room. What is a Scorpionox? I never heard of that one. Hey, Brian. If Umar was a Transformer, he'd be Grimlock. Grimlock was one of my favorite ones back in the day. All right. Chat room. Here we go. Yo, wow. Okay. All right, let me get up out of here. Okay. Let me skip through. You gotta get done. There we go. You are such a goofy. Here we go with the tipping.
You must send in enough photos that show me what you look like.
Here we go.
Everything stays confidential.
Freak off.
In a 2-page bio, 1 or 2-page bio, I will choose 20 queens. You must be an entrepreneur, all natural hair, all natural body, biological women, politically conscious. I will be on the Joe Budden podcast Tuesday.
Oh, okay. So he was on the Joe Budden podcast. He said Tuesday. So this would have been Tuesday of last week. I haven't seen it. I don't know. They probably have it beyond on the what you call it. Anyone see that? Let me know.
Joe Budden podcast Tuesday.
Hey guys, go Princess. How you doing?
The Joe Budden podcast Tuesday, part 2. Ifatunde's return. Joe Budden podcast Tuesday, part 2. Ifatunde's return. You may not be an OnlyFans account holder.
Okay.
If you are an OnlyFans account holder, you cannot be in my 20 versus 1.
Yeah, but the woman that he was dealing with over in Africa, she has an OnlyFans account. I remember Umar said he was gonna open up his own OnlyFans account one time.
You cannot be, if you are an OnlyFans account holder, you cannot be married. Well,
James. Whoa, wait a minute. What in the world? Hold on.
if you are an OnlyFans account holder, you cannot be in my 20 versus 1. You cannot be, if you are an OnlyFans account holder, you cannot be married. Well,
whoa. I got it. Damn. See, the fact that he's even stopped, he has to stop to think about it in and of itself, that's very revealing. You guys see what I'm saying? But it goes to show you where Umar's mind is at. It's about the sexual exploitation of women. It doesn't matter if you're married. See, he's not asking you questions about, what type of person you are, what are your aspirations, how he can help you to fulfill your aspirations, fulfill your dreams. He's not doing anything. That's what men were supposed to do. You help your wife, but okay, she's having a hard day, have a difficult day. As an example, my wife, she had a difficult week last week, so I bought her a new couch. I'm sore now. I was sore yesterday from moving to these huge, but it's a lot bigger than I thought it was, but it fit in the living room because we have a fairly large living room. But I bought her a new couch because I told her, I said, Wilson, when I want you to be able to relax and just chill out. And the kids I fell asleep on it. I'll post a picture so y'all I ain't bullshitting. But that's what we're supposed to do as men and as husbands and even as boyfriends or you take care of your women. But you see, Umar, that's not his mentality here. He's gone so far as he's considering in his mind right here. Look at his face. He's thinking in his mind, shit, should women who are married, should I have them participate too? What kind of man even has to consider some shit like that? First of all, the whole thing is a bunch of bull jive in the first place. It's freak offish. See, Understand that the idea of having 20 women and then Umar, it's just a precursor to freak off shit. That's all this is. But for Umar to even come up with this at the age of 50, and then on top of that, he's in his mind. Look at this guy's. Listen to his brain is really pondering this shit right here. He said, is it okay if they're married? Should they still participate? Why would you even have to? First of all, why would you even come up with this shit? But then why would you have to think something like that? And look at him. Umar's really thinking about this. It goes to show you where this guy's mind is at. This is y'all's principle. Okay, this is y'all's principle. You Umar Johnson followers. This is who you're supporting. How is the 21 any different from a date with the doctor? That's a good question. The date with the doctor, they donate. Well, there is a difference. So user 225. And someone correct me if I'm wrong, but if memory serves me right, because this was years ago. Then we got to be done. It's supposed to be 2 hours. Umar was proposing that you, Umar Johnson followers, and I'm going to assume the women. Shit, now ain't no telling nowadays. You probably want the parrots, the cats, the fish. They want to go on a date with the dog with this clown. That the women send him a donation. I think he was saying something like $500 donation, and that gets you a date with the doctor. And then he says, I'm going to take you out to eat, and I'm paying for everything. I said, what? You mean to tell me they give you $500 and you take them out to go eat and you're going to pay for it with the $500 that they gave you as if you're doing something for them? So user 225, that was the idea of a date with the doctor. He also had something where he was taught back in the day, we talked about an auction or some shit, but that's besides the point. The date with the doctor is a little bit different because the woman has to donate, and then based upon the donation, that'll allow you to go out on a date with Umar. And as he says, it's all above the belt. Now, this situation is a little bit different. The 20 versus 1 or whatever it's called, I don't think they have to donate in order to participate. It's more like, I think it's more like a dating kind of thing. Like, okay, we're going to date, or who. It's like, I don't even know. I do have a video from 2024 where Umar explains this a little bit more deeply. It's just for whatever reason he's bringing it around again in 2025. Let's play a little bit more. Thanks for super chat, user 225. Let's play a little bit more of this. I do want to at least play a little bit of this other one. So y'all give me 1 second. Hey, what's up, Genghis Khan? I hope you're doing all right. I ain't seen you in a minute. Says, can we listen to the women that would be in? Let's see. Can we list the women that would be in the 20 versus 1? Tiff the Griff, the Mall Snow Bunny, Big-Handed Waitress, Zora, Archer Granny, and who else? Big Ann. She probably start getting mad and popping everybody's balloon. You know how Big Ann is. And you haters, y'all, and all of you COINTEL hoes. I said, girl, you don't sit down. I think Big Ann would be in it for sure. I think if you can get Tiff the Griff, Big Ann, and for sure, people don't really talk about her that much because she's behind the scenes. Sharon, you get Big Ann, you get Tiff the Griff, and Sharon. That's a good 3 right there. Zora, you can put Zora in there. The Granny Archers, yeah. I'm trying to think of anyone. I think you got pretty much everyone that should be in it, but it would have to be 20. Okay. What's her name? What was her name? Candace or whatever her name is. The one that was crying that time, and she's in the movie too. Yeah, the conscious stripper. I don't mean to put this in there. Yeah, Maria, conscious stripper, Sister Hanera, Cherry, the Persian queen, the falafel. Yeah, but definitely Big Ann. We gotta put Big Ann in. Yeah, Francis got to be in there too. I think that's a good one right there. I can't think of anybody else. Don't do that, guys. Princess Shanae, Dr. Shauna. Okay, I don't even think Dr. Shauna's around anymore. No, not Candace Owens. That ain't who I'm talking about. Yeah, Sukihana. Yeah, you can put Sukihana. And then we can put that other Jezebel. No, I'm just playing. We can put that other lady over in Ghana. We can put that's getting closer to 20 right there. Very sick Candace Owens. No, we're not talking. I'm not talking about Candace Owens. How's it going? Your kids will see this. He's vetting to see which one will have the most money. That's why he wants the 2-page bio and have the to be business. Yeah, businesswomen. And this ties to Umar, the whole resume thing. The point of him trying to get resumes going all the way back to 2010, still no school, it's more of to accumulate information on different people. And then based upon the information that he has, he would target them. You know, Umar's very crafty in this way. He's been like this for a very long time. And it sounds to me that this idea of the 20 versus me, that he's using the same type, 20 versus 1, it's the same type of a tactic. You know, you got to sit in a 2-page bar or whatever it was. That's just to get information on these women. It's like war. Umar approaches his interactions with women like war. He wants to exploit you, but he has to do his surveillance, and he has to do his, there's a term for it. You know, it's really data acquisition. You get information about a person, and based upon that, you can strategize accordingly. Well, that's what Umar, that's what predators do. Okay. No, not Michi X. That ain't gonna work because Umar, he couldn't handle someone like Michi. Michi would cuss his ass out so quick. Yeah, that's right. Sister Pilar for Lauren Hill. yeah. KKC and Zaza Ali. That's 20 right there. Okay. All right, let's finish this up, everyone. You see what you started? Gigas Khan, this is what you started. Thanks for super chat and user thanks for 225. Thanks for super chat. If you pay Umar to date him, isn't he just an escort? Well, basically, but I told people this long time ago that Umar will do anything for money. Yeah, he'll do anything for money. But that's what Pookies do. Okay? So basically, Umar out here prostituting himself. That's really what it comes down to. Let's be real about it. Okay? It's a doggone shame. He's 6 degrees. Really, Umar has 5, but he has to say 6. That's what he does. He lies all the time. Well, okay. I got them. Okay, all right. We got to wind this down. It's supposed to be 2 hours. We're already at 2 hours and 30 minutes. But I'll be back tomorrow for another live stream, and we'll pick up where we left off. Let me see if we can get to this video though before we end here. Here we go.
Keep it single. Keep it single. Cannot be married or in a relationship. Keep it single.
Yeah, it amazes me that he had to think about that. Watch this.
You cannot be in my 20 versus 1. You cannot be, if you are an OnlyFans account holder, you cannot be married. Well,
damn.
Keep it single. Keep it single. Cannot be married or in a relationship. Keep it single. Butter almond, butter pecan, sweet brown sugar, light brown sugar, dark brown sugar, pina colada, African vanilla, butterscotch, warm peanut butter, nutmeg, pistachio, agave.
Agave?
Mahogany.
What in the world is agave? Good question. You're going to have to explain that one too. I don't know about that one. That's going too far. Mahogany? Okay, I get it. But damn. Guave? What's that? Cookie flavors. Always take notes on cookie flavors. I'm gonna do a whole montage where that's all he's doing is start saying the cookies. Cookies, hot fudge, pina colada, etc., etc. Hot salt, warm peanut butter. Cookie roll call. There's a jelly roll call. That's what we're gonna call it. Jelly roll call. Yeah, he do. He love him some butter, lemon Latina, sour. Yeah, no, I know what agave is, but what is that? I ain't never heard no agave because he's talking avocado, you know. Because when these are all flavors, but it's skin colors. Is there an agave skin color? I don't know. How's it going, Billie Jean? Oh, let's go.
Gold, copper, lemon.
What? Gold, copper. Now he's giving different metals and shit. Plutonium and what the world?
Chocolate, fudge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Agave colored woman. I don't know. Let's keep going, okay?
5'5", super thick in the thighs.
Here we go. Here we go. Freak off time. Cobalt, platinum, sour apple, titanium, queens.
Tickets will be on sale for the public. In the daytime will be the 20 versus 1. Tickets on sale for the public. Evening will be
I knew he was going to do this. It's going to be some type of a dance, formal, and then a freak off afterwards.
a black town hall conversation on the state of black love.
Oh, I was wrong.
Black town hall conversation on the state of black love in the evening.
Umar's making this shit up on the spot. Amazing.
It's going to be a beautiful event.
Obviously he is. He's oh, people. You know, yeah, you know me. All right. Eggnog queens. Chocolate Mercury Africans. Pistachio, banana pudding. Not pudding, pudding. So Umar said, there's your banana pudding queens. This guy is nuts. Tapioca. All right, that's enough.
All of the 20 sisters will have a table with their entrepreneurial products.
Listen, I swear, my wife and kids got this heater on. It's got to be on 80. It's got to be on 80. Because I'm in here, I'm like, why am I so hot? It has to be on at least 80 degrees. They do that to me though. They do. I said, they don't need to have it on 80. Put it on 74. Leave it on 74. But that's what they do. Yeah, let's go and put it on 80. Cornbread.
Multiple flavors, multiple colors, multiple curves. Multiple flavors, multiple colors, multiple curves.
Multiple curves.
Multiple flavors, multiple colors, multiple curves.
I ain't never heard you say that one.
Business casual, African casual, no hoochie mama hood rat dress. Business casual or African. Dr. Umar reinvents 20 versus 1. We putting black women on the throne. After party. We need an after party location in Baltimore.
I told you. See, I told you. I thought I was wrong, but no, I was right. Here we go. Get ready. Is Barry still here? Here we go. Watch.
We need an after party location in Chicago. We need an after party location in Atlanta. We need an after party location in Houston. We need an after party location in Boston. We need an after party location in Oakland. We need an after party location in Sacramento, Memphis, Kansas City, Nashville. Turn up or turn out. Turn up or turn out. King Kong consciousness.
What's up, what is this real man?
Should we make the sisters wear African clothes? Should we make the sisters wear African clothes? What do y'all think? I think we're going to make them wear African clothes.
He probably going to say that they got watch. All right, I don't know if he's going to go that far. We're going to have to see.
You must wear African clothes.
Yeah.
You must wear African clothes.
Listen, I put it in the title. I didn't watch the video. I already know. I know this guy. I don't know. Yeah. I don't care what you do. Just don't come up over here. Yep. Yep. It's a prelude to the freak off. What's up, Pierre? And Manzette, Black Mario, Laugh, Filmos now. Yeah, I know.
20 versus 1. You must be at least 28 in order to apply. Photos and 1 or 2 page bio. Maybe we cut it at 30. Should we cut it at 30?
Umar, don't try to fix it now. Because if you could get away with it, you would have said 25. I mean, 28 is like 3 years away from 25. This guy is sick. He's 50.
I don't want to shortchange the young queen. Should we cut it at 30?
Listen, and listen, I can use my own self as an example. When I was 25, I was in a relationship with a 35-year-old. It's a little bit different when it's a male who's younger, in my opinion. I know people call me sexy if you want to, when it's a male and an older woman, and just in my opinion. But in retrospect, if I was my own father and I look back and I looked at my son, he was at 25, he's dating a 35-year-old, I would have pulled him to the side. Especially, and I was a side piece too, by the way. I didn't know it back then, but I would have pulled him to the side. And I would have told him, like my grandfather, biological grandfather, he told me when I was 25, because I went over to his house, and I didn't see him all that many times growing up, because my father was raised by another a man. His name was Lenon Honor. He was from Louisiana, a place called Boutique. He's the one that raised my father. So my father has his name, and I have my father's name. As my father's biological father, his last name was Jones. So technically, my last name should have been Jones, but that's just not how things worked out. But I remember I went over to his house and we were talking. We were sitting at a table, and he says, "Yeah, so you got a girlfriend or anything?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, tell me about it." I started talking about it. She said, "Well, how old is she?" And I said, "Oh, she's 35." He's like, "Well, how old are you?" I said, 25. And he looked at me. He said, "That's some bullshit." I didn't even say that. He says, "That ain't gonna work. That's some bullshit." Yeah, well, he was right. You know, the point is that that's a 10-year difference. Well, what Umar was talking about is a 22-year difference, 28 and 50, and then you also have to consider the fact that Umar is a male who's 50, and these the female, the younger, to be 28, and then you need to consider the fact that he's a sexual pervert. And you got to look at the fact that he got all these kids and all these baby mamas all over the place, and that he's a deadbeat, don't take care of his kids, and don't have his own place to stay, don't have his own vehicle, don't have a job. You put all this together, and this is a shit show. Now he's trying to, well, maybe we should go up to 30. It don't matter, Umar. You're still a bum. Y'all crazy chat room.
My daughter 22. No, thank you. You can't be in.
Yeah, he has 3 child support, at least. That's just at least. I'm gonna tell you that any man who has 3 child support cases, and technically he has 4, but one is it's not. I'm looking at the docket right now. One is from the Department of Human Services, and like I said, there's another woman that put him on child support, because I had 2 that I had receipts for all 3. It's just I didn't realize it because I had redacted their names, but then I went back and looked at the originals, and there's 3 different women. And one of those women, in my opinion, what they did, and I'm not sure if this is because that's why they have this Department of Human Services. She hired a lawyer, and that lawyer went through the Department of Human Resources to try to garnish Umar Johnson's paycheck so that they can have money for the babies. Umar has at least 3 baby mamas. I'm gonna tell y'all something, that any man who lives like Umar, who's a sexual deviant and who is sexually promiscuous, if he has 3 baby mamas, you best believe he has more. Because again, he's traveling all over the world, he's in different states, he's in different cities, and it's a freak off type of situation. Okay. But I can actually show it to you guys right now. He has at least 3 children. Now, I know he has 2 daughters. I don't know what the sex is of the 3rd child. But listen, you can go look this up yourself. Okay. You guys can go look this up. This is all public record. It's just when you look up Umar in terms for the public record, 2 of the child support cases is under Umar Johnson, and then 1 is under Umar A. Johnson, which is Umar Abdullah Johnson. Okay, you guys can look this up yourself. All right.
Sister, my daughter 22. That's called child molestation.
Listen, 22 and 28, Umar, 6 years difference.
Cut it at 30. Okay, we're gonna cut it at 30. Sister said cut it at 30.
I think this is probably why so many people on King Kong Consciousness, the YouTube page, when they saw him talking like this, they went in on him. A lot of people that were stout supporters of Umar, they were calling him out on this. You gotta go look it up yourself. I wanted to do that today. If someone reminds me, could chat tomorrow when we come back to this, remind me to go to King Kong Consciousness, the YouTube page, and we'll look at the comment section. It just goes to show you this right here. See, Umar, he self-exposes, and that's what he does right here. He exposed himself as a sexual deviant and as a pervert, because no 50-year-old man is going to even think that I'm going to have some sort of a dating show and there's going to be 28-year-olds that are going to be prospects. That's crazy. And then he has to think whether or not it's okay for them to participate if they're married. That's crazy. He's self-exposed here. So,
Maybe
tomorrow, I'm sorry. Yeah, tomorrow, if someone could remind me, I would really appreciate that. Now he changes to 29. Okay, he goes from 28 to 30 to 29.
Cut it at 30. Okay, we're gonna cut it at 30. Sister said cut it at 30. Maybe 29. We might do 29. Y'all gonna get to vote on the 20 versus 1. It won't just be me. When you check in, you're gonna get a stack of numbers 1 to 10. And we're gonna ask the audience, what do you think about
He's making this shit up on the spot.
This sister? And you will rate her. You will help Dr. Umar choose the winners. The audience will participate. The audience will vote.
This guy is sick.
20 versus 1, featuring King Kong Consciousness. So that's where I haven't started yet, right, brother?
No, not yet.
Umar want to board that plane early.
Yes, sir. Peace, King. Good to see you, man. Yes, sir.
Excuse me?
Yes, sir. How you doing? Yes, I am. How you doing, young brother? Appreciate the love, brother.
You live right now?
Yes, sir.
Bro, you from Ghana?
I'm from Philadelphia, but I'm a citizen of Ghana.
Yeah, that's right.
I have
She was like, he's like, are you from Ghana? See, that guy don't even know you, Umar.
Appreciate the love, brother.
You live right now?
Yes, sir.
Bro, you from Ghana?
I'm from Philadelphia, but I'm a citizen of Ghana.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
I have ancestry there too. So you
That's
were
where my
born
mom's
there.
from. No, my mom was, and then they moved out here.
Okay, when the last time you been?
Like 4 years ago.
4 years ago. It's time for you to get on back.
I'm trying to go back next December, man. Can I get a picture?
Sure, let's do it. Where you based at? You Philly?
Nah, I live in Oregon, Portland, Oregon.
You in Portland? I ain't been to Portland in a minute.
Man, you gotta hit it up, bro.
Take my number. Take my number.
All
Then we
right,
do
bet.
the shot. Then we do the shot.
All right.
215-989-9858.
All right, bet.
I need you to find a spot out there. Portland is always tough
All right, bet.
because we
There you
don't own
go.
too much.
Here we go. He's supposed to be the most requested, but he's always begging for people to find him venues. We're almost done, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning on in. Y'all hit the like button. There's also a poll. If you can vote on the poll, I'll close it out in about 5 minutes.
Much, you know what I
I'll
mean?
let you know. I'll let you know.
Okay.
My ears. Yeah.
Let us know. Have us do the selfie. Right now. Yeah, I'm looking something up over here. I'm still watching.
I'm gonna get you on Insta too. I'm gonna message
Okay.
you.
Okay, hit me up.
Bet.
I got you. I got you. "20 versus 1. Ifa Tunde puts the black woman back on the throne where she belongs. In fact, I don't think we let nobody in unless you dress like an African. I don't
Here we
think
go.
nobody getting in unless you dress like an African. I don't think nobody getting in unless you dress like an African. Oh yes, any sister who has bunny hopped cannot apply to be in my 20 versus 1. No sisters,
go.
if you have bunny hopped, no. 0 experience with Neanderthal DNA or any other DNA. Rice, ice, spice, sand, or salsa. You are disqualified. I'm coming to Brazil to do 20 versus 1. Where my Brazilian African sisters at? Where my Costa Rica African sisters at? Where my Surinamese African sisters at? Where my Guyanese African sisters at?
Yeah, that's what he said.
It's gonna go crazy when I bring 20 versus 1 to Jamaica. What's gonna happen when I
Yeah, but originally Sumerian, he said 28. Then he said 30. Then he said 29. We're almost done, y'all.
bring 20 versus 1 to Jamaica, Bahamas, Bermuda? Where my Australian queens at? We're gonna do a 20 versus 1 in Brisbane, a 20 versus 1 in Sydney, a 20 versus 1 in Melbourne. Where my London queens at? Where my British African queens at?
Here we go.
20 versus 1 in Brixton, 20 versus 1 in Luton, 20 versus 1 in Manchester. I gotta come to Ghana. Ghana is home. Ghana is home. We gotta do 20 versus 1 in Ghana.
Good.
My Elmina queens,
Here we
my
go.
Volta region queens, my Ashanti queens, my Ga queens. Almond milk, chocolate milk, cashew milk, oat milk, caramel milk, butter pecan milk, butter almond milk.
What in the world are you saying? Because normally when he says milk, he's talking about something else. You guys catch my drift. Why are you talking about? I mean, on that, we're almost done. We got like 2 minutes on this. Am I tripping? I don't know what to say, bro. Listen, information man, I don't know if you can help this brother. He need help. Something wrong with him. He was talking about, I don't know, information man. Now, got to put this in my notes. It's milk roll call. Well, that's what I'm saying. In the past, that's what he was talking about when he would talk about cookies and milk, and I didn't spill the milk. You guys remember this with Zora? Because he was saying, he was alluding to that he didn't get in them skins and didn't get one off. This is getting very freakish now, people. I apologize. But this is what Umar was talking about, the milk, and now he's talking about milk right here. What in the world's going on? I thought it was skiz, but it's jizz. I got them mixed up because the kids, younger people be talking like that. And I thought that cool. I said, yeah, I got the jizz or skiz. They said, what? Anyway, I don't know why Umar's talking like this.
Chocolate milk. My Elmina queens. My Volta region queens. My Ashanti queens. My Ga queens. Almond milk, chocolate milk, cashew milk, oat milk.
No, Umar, don't do that.
Caramel milk.
No.
Butter pecan milk, butter almond milk.
What in the world?
My Angolan queens. I'm supposed to be in Angola this summer. Latina African queens. I need to go to Puerto Rico.
That's crazy.
And do a Puerto Rican African 20 versus 1.
Black milk.
Do I need to come to Cuba and do a Cuban African 20 versus 1? Do I have? Well, I can't go to Dominican.
Octopi don't have no milk. Cut it out. You guys, no, y'all cut it out. Y'all be taking it too far. Octopi don't have no milk. Y'all need to stop. Alligators ain't got none either. Cut it out. Scorpions ain't got no. Cambodian squirrels, I don't know. They probably do got milk. You can't see, to be honest with you. Be honest with you, they probably do, All right, let's keep going. We almost
Republic.
Boy, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. No, Barry. HVAC does not have milk. Stop. Okay. Oh, well, I'm surprised that nobody put Miguel Jackson milk on there. But we ain't gonna get to that right now. Let's keep going. Y'all crazy. Somebody said penguin milk. Penguins don't have milk either. Cut it out. All right, let's finish up. Here we go.
Everybody got a BBL.
Goodness gracious.
Where my Dominican Republic African queens.
Here we go.
I heard everybody in the DR got a BBL, a big blueberry lemonade. They said everybody in the Dominican Republic has a big blueberry lemonade.
Ooh, are you so goofy?
My Italian African queens,
Italian.
You're going to have to rent out the Vatican and do the 20 verses 1 in the Vatican. Get the Pope on the phone.
I told you this guy is crazy. And this is all off the top of his head. It's like I said in the beginning when we started, it's the childhood imagination. That's why he can't get nothing done. Because he's always he's a delusional. This is where his mind is at. Yeah. Now there's holy milk. Okay, let's go.
Tell them we coming to get all of our stolen artwork out of the basement of the Vatican. I said, get the Pope on the phone. We coming to get all of Africa's stolen wealth and art out of the
You ain't gonna
basement
do
of the
nothing,
Vatican.
Umar. Cut it out.
This will be the real life 300. And I'm the Black Leonidas.
Here we go. See, he's in a delusional state even while he's at the airport. And remember I talked about how he has this thing about movies. I think he's talking about the movie, wasn't there a movie called 300? Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Yeah, he's all over the place. His imagination is crazy. Now he's a Spartan or
this
whatever.
This will be the real life 300. And I'm the Black Leonidas.
This guy, he's nuts. And is that? And I think that's it. That's it. All right. So here's the plan for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna, because there's a second video, there's a follow-up video to this. That's this one right here. There's also a video from the past where he brings up this idea of the 20 verses 1. That's this video right here. So we'll cover these two videos tomorrow. And then if someone can remind me in the Cookie Crush chat to go on to King Kong Consciousness YouTube page and go pull up this video, and we'll go and look inside of the comment section, because I want you guys to see how a lot of people, when they saw Umar talking about this, it was a wake-up call for them. But the truth of the matter is that this is just the tip of the iceberg with Umar. If they do enough research, they'll realize that he's a sexual deviant. He has no business being around children. He has no business being around women. In my opinion, he has no business being around animals. And this whole idea of a 20 versus 1, it's just a fantasy, the Umar fantasy. It has to do with the sexual exploitation of women and this fantasy of having all these women after him, and then he can sexually exploit them. And in this case, he's talking about how the after party won't be at the Vatican. This is y'all's principle, you see. So we'll continue with this. This is a very critical time, in my opinion, dealing with Umar. Later on in the week, we'll get into the video where Umar, he's alleging that he got shut down by CashApp, and then he got shut down by PayPal. If that's true, then we will not be hearing Umar asking for CashApps or asking for PayPals. If we see him doing videos where he's asking for CashApps and asking for PayPals, well, then he lied again. Never take what Umar says at face value, because he's a pathological liar. He continues to lie about this school scam. He said renovations were done 2 years ago, over 2 years ago. Renovations still aren't done. He said that the school was going to open to close out. He said the school was going to open in 2013. Then he said it was going to open in 2014. He said 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Did not happen. Now he's saying 2025. It will not happen. This guy is a habitual liar. Why does he lie? Well, there's two reasons. Well, I talked about this during this live stream. He lies because he's a habitual failure. He fails. He's failed at life. So he has to misrepresent himself, misrepresent his accomplishments. He has to make himself appear to be grandiose. This is part of the narcissism. But then on the other hand, the reason why Umar lies is simply because he's a habitual liar, and he uses his ability to lie to people in order to get money out of people. Whether that is for a shockumentary that he never produced, but he took money for, whether it's collecting money for a book that he never produced, like the Rules of Romance book that he said he was going to write for you black women. He was collecting pre-orders for that over 5 years ago. whether it is this fake school up there in Wilmington, Delaware, he's been collecting money for since the St. Paul school scam has been over a decade. It's about to be 11 years in April of 2025. Not one black child has been educated. It's nothing more than a scam. And I will say to close out, let's thank the Lord that none of this has come into fruition, because Umar has no business being around children in the first place. He's a pervert. Straight facts. So I will continue to do my part here to expose Umar Johnson, and not just a school scam, but the depravity. This guy, he's a depraved individual. And my objective is to not only keep people safe, women, girls and boys, children, but also to keep them safe from Umar in terms of being exploited by them financially, but then also in terms of keeping women safe from Umar, from being sexually exploited by Umar Johnson. And then, of course, I would hope that at some point he'll be brought to full justice. It's going to happen. It's only a matter of time. Okay. Excuse me. Thank you all so much for tuning on in. I want to thank everyone inside the Cookie Crush chat for tuning on in. I want to thank everyone who sent in super chats. I appreciate it. I also have Cash Apps and PayPal links in the description of this video if you'd like to support that way. I appreciate it. And then there's a poll too. Let me go ahead and close out the poll, and I'll read the final results. I also want to thank the mods for handling business during this live stream. I appreciate y'all at all times. So the question was, should a 50-year-old school principal be participating in a 20 versus 1 event? We had 914 votes, which is great. Thank you all so much. 88% said no, 12% said yes. So overwhelmingly, people are in agreement that it makes no sense. But again, this is just Umar seeking to sexually exploit black women. I'll go ahead and end that poll. Thanks everyone who voted on it. Real quick, James Dean said, did you see the woman in Ghana who gave him $10K and a bus for FDMG with Umar pictures wrapped on it? No, I haven't seen that. If you have a link to it, go ahead and if you can email me to it, I appreciate it. Okay, I really would appreciate it. And again, thanks to everyone too who's been supportive as I work through this documentary, been patient with me as well. There's a whole lot of work still yet to be done. I want to thank everyone who sent me receipts, links, and all that kind of stuff. That's an ongoing project that will carry me through to the middle of this year at the very least. May go longer than that, but we'll keep it going. Okay, thank y'all so much. Listen, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. You guys are undefeated. I appreciate y'all. I really do. I missed y'all too. I'm glad to be back. We'll be back tomorrow with another live stream. And let's go with this, shall we?
See your eyes shining, she's my snow bunny face. In the winter light, so she's my sweet dove of cream. Tuck to my nose, this love of sky is so raw. Make your goose stepping out from out of control.
It's me against the light.
Snow bunny.
Moving on the bar. Everything's so right. Got that smooth so feel.
No, that's next to the law.
Here we go.
My snow bunny love. Been party by the night.
See your eyes shining, she's my snow bunny face. In the winter light, so she's my sweet dove of cream. Tuck to my nose, this love of sky is so raw. Make your goose stepping out from out of control.
Bunny love. It's me against the light.
Snow bunny.
Moving on the bar. Everything's so right. Got that smooth so feel.
No, that's next to the law.
My snow bunny love. Been party by the night.
See your eyes shining, she's my snow bunny face. In the winter light, so she's my sweet dove of cream. Tuck to my nose, this love of sky is so raw. Make your goose stepping out from out of control.
Bunny love. It's me against the light.
Snow bunny.
Moving on the bar. Everything's so right. Got that smooth so feel.
No, that's next to the law.
My snow bunny love. Been party by the night.
See your eyes shining, she's my snow bunny face. In the winter light, so she's my sweet dove of cream. Tuck to my nose, this love of sky is so raw.
Oh, great.
Make your goose stepping out from out of control.
Hey,
Bunny love. It's me against the light.
Snow bunny.
Moving on the bar.
yeah, that'd be crazy.
Everything's so right. Got that smooth so feel.
No, that's next to the law.
My snow bunny love. Been party by
Here
the
comes the
night.
A-Pack, y'all.
See your eyes shining, she's my snow bunny face. In the winter light, so she's my sweet dove of cream. Tuck to my nose, this love of sky is so raw. Make your goose stepping
God. Yeah, I don't even know all the lyrics. I know most of them, I think, at this point, but we need to sit down. Maybe tomorrow, someone remind me, we'll go through the lyrics and we'll go step by step. There's people who've already figured it out. yeah, it sure is. It's jamming. All right. Okay, thank y'all again for tuning on in. Cooker Chats Undefeated. Love y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. We'll be back tomorrow with another live stream. Please enjoy the rest of the evening, and I'll see y'all soon. Okay, love y'all. Take care. Peace.